When you're
What
ready,
is
sir.
going on? And welcome back to the Spooky Horror Show. I am your host tonight, Sean, with my co-host Anthony.
What is
Can
up,
you hear
everyone?
me? Okay, so today we are talking about the 1982 cult classic slasher Slumber Party Massacre. Before we get into that, Anthony, how has your week been?
This fucking week sucked. I had a few electrical jobs where I had to completely unravel the whole entire engine harness to find them. It was fucking terrible. Dead middle of the fucking loom. But other than that, it's been pretty decent. Trying to get over the fact that we had an issue with our dog. We had to bring him in and shit like that. Family's getting accustomed to not having him around. And the roof's leaking. That's always great. We're getting that fixed here. And then the electric's running off at only 110.
Oh god.
So we're having some issues over here, but it's good health and good you what?
110, like 110 amps?
What?
Like,
yeah, no. The side of it's supposed to be 210 to 220, and we're running off of 110 half the time because the meter is fucked up, and they're trying to get someone out and get Nicing to fix it.
Oh, so your breaker box is like
no, the
110.
meter itself. The meter itself has a phaser out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you're running with 110. My house is only 100 amps. Like, that's the breaker I have. I have a 100 amp breaker. That's it.
And this is a house of like the 1800s. So trust me, I need more. I did definitely need more than the 110. There's barely any fucking outlets in this house too. I'm waiting to fucking blow it up from the friggin' extension cords.
I spent because I pretty much lost about 2 days. Of computer stuff because of you know, I got a 3080, but I couldn't put it in my case because the
fucking beast.
It would fit in the case. The problem is my I think it's Team Group RAM was too tall for my radiator for my CPU, so I had it like, pushed over to the side and zip tied. So I was like, I don't want to put a 3080 in there, having that generate heat, but like the CPU radiator isn't cooling things properly because it's all fucking weird and shit. So I had to clean out my old full-size case and then basically take apart my current case and put everything into that full-size case. So it took about like 2 days of building and making sure everything's running. And,
zip tying and tucking and shit.
Yep. And now
mine was a lot quicker than yours.
Well, you have modular.
Yeah.
So my old power supply was modular. The new one is semi-modular.
Oh, wow.
So I still had to deal with stuff. But I mean, I got a 1,000-watt power supply for $50.
Yeah, now that's a friend right there.
So,
and, Mr. Ryan, you are a good friend.
But also, you may notice I have full-on converted Anthony over to Hawaiian shirts. So to commemorate
the horror
him
ones are coming up next.
Yeah, so to commemorate him getting his first Hawaiian shirt,
I have a duck one.
I put on one of mine. I was gonna put on one of my horror ones, but you said you're wearing your blue one, so I figured the horror ones weren't in yet, so I wasn't gonna put on a horror.
Yeah, I gotta get a horror one. But is that one the sharks and?
No, this one is just palm trees and Hawaiian flowers and shit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like that, yeah.
This one's just like a bunch of like the lays and the palm trees.
Yeah,
that's fucking comfy, man. I didn't even know that's the material that's made out of.
I fucking told you.
It's soft.
All you wanted to do was make fun of me, and now you're like, oh well, it's hella comfy.
Soft.
Yeah, I know. But we are here today to review and spoil the shit out of. I forgot that I have seen this movie.
Yeah, dude, of course.
And
you know
I forgot that I love this movie.
We've all seen that we all seen this shit in high school and junior high.
This was from 1982, filmed in 1981, Slumber Party Massacre, which was followed up by Slumber Party Massacre 2, which is probably probably the more iconic of the two. That's the one where the dude was straight up called the Driller Killer, and he had a guitar that had like a drill in it. It's super iconic. This is the first one. This was written by Rita Mae Brown and directed by Amy Holden Jones. So this is
like female producer and female director too.
Yep,
for all
female
for
producer,
this very lovely
director,
cast
writer.
of women.
Yeah, it was financed by the king of low-budget films, Roger Corman, and distributed by his company, New World Pictures. Now, in case you don't know who Roger Corman is, he started some of like the top careers. It's kind of like what Troma did for what's his name? James Gunn.
Oh, really?
Because that's where he got his start. He got his start over at Troma. It's known as the Corman Film School. It's usually people that it's either one of their first jobs or it is their first job that gets them into
in the door.
In the door. So some of the people that have come out of the Corman Film School: Francis Ford Coppola, Joe Dante, who created Gremlins.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. Ron Howard directed and wrote Grand Theft Auto in 1977.
Fucking Ron Howard.
Jack Nicholson with Little Shop of Horrors in 1960. Martin Scorsese.
Ooh.
And James Cameron from
Some big ass names.
Yeah. So the film had a budget of $220,000 and a box office of $3.6 million.
Oh shit.
That's a very big jump.
Yeah.
Feminist activist and author Rita Mae Brown wrote the original script, Sleepless Nights, which was a parody of slasher films. Against her wishes,
see that in there.
Well, no, because against her wishes, the producers changed it to be a more serious slasher film, originally titled Don't Open the Door. However, yeah, by making everything serious, it made it more comical. So that's why there's a lot more.
I feel there's nothing serious in this movie.
Yeah, but then that Don't Open the Door script later became Slumber Party Massacre. Director Amy Holden Jones was a film editor before, I think, for documentaries, but she wanted to direct. So she reached out to a friend and longtime Roger Corman associate. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. It's Frances Doel, D-O-E-L.
Maybe go through the cream soda.
Yeah. She was the head of the script department for New World Pictures, which was Roger Corman's company. She handed her a bunch of scripts, and she ended up choosing Don't Open the Door. They filmed the first 3 scenes with her husband, cinematographer Michael Chapman. They got the film equipment, the film to shoot it on, and hired actors from University of California, Los Angeles. For $1,000, they shot all 3 scenes over the course of a weekend at their own house. This test shoot was used to show Roger Corman like what they wanted to make, and this is what eventually made him decide to finance the film. No.
This is the clip? Oh, okay.
No. There's a clip when it comes to sound problems that like I noticed like as I was for the 80s.
We can't show a lot of the trailers for this movie.
No. This is a film from the 80s and really low budget.
Very typical 80s movie.
Also with the fact that it's basically a Roger Corman film, he is notoriously cheap and wants everything on time. So there's scenes where it's like
good or not, it's getting done.
Yeah, so there's scenes where things look really good, and then there's scenes where it's like, oh, that audio sounds really bad. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I have a specific scene where I was like, the audio is just egregiously bad, but they had a time frame that they had to get the shit done in order for Amy Holden Jones to direct her first feature film. She had to turn down a job editing Steven Spielberg's E.T.
No, that sucks.
No, It doesn't, because it's all good. After this, she went on to make more iconic cult classics, including writing 1988's Mystic Pizza starring Julia Roberts.
Oh, no, that did really good, actually. I didn't think it came back in the 2000s.
Yeah, 1992's Beethoven. Yeah, she wrote that.
What? I used to fucking watch it on loop.
Yep. 93's Indecent Proposal starring Robert Redford, Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, and Oliver Platt. 94's The Getaway starring Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, Michael Madsen, Jennifer Tilly, and Richard Farnsworth, and James Woods. And she also created, directed, and wrote for the 2018 Fox medical drama The Resident.
I didn't watch that. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a show that's still on. It's kind of like ER meets House and shit like that. It's not a comedy. Okay. It's a drama. But yeah, she created that show. So she passed up working as an editor on E.T. to direct her first film, and then she went on to make some of the most classic films. So with production stuff out of the way, and this is the first film in a really long time. I actually have so many fucking fun facts.
Really? These are 4 films we've had nothing on.
Yeah, this one, because it's such a cult classic.
And we're done.
Yeah, because it's such a cult classic. So many.
I would figure,
of the cast and crew have done tons of interviews. So what are your spoiler-free thoughts on Slumber Party Massacre? 1982.
Like, I was the one that picked it because I remember we used to fucking always have fun watching these fucking dumbass movies.
Yeah.
It isn't bad. It is exactly what you want from the title, from beginning to end. There are no surprises in this movie. You literally can predict most
True.
of it, which is the purpose of these movies.
Yep.
I think honestly, I wouldn't turn it away from people. If there are people out there that like these type of movies, this is a spot on one for you. I haven't seen the new one because I know they remade this movie like a few decades later. But if you liked old time slasher shit like this, perfect movie. I was gonna say I kind of look like one of those YouTube fucking
Yeah.
like sports cast things, or like the guys that are review the rappers and shit.
Yeah.
There we go.
I love this film. This is quintessential 80s slasher for me. It's fun. There's nudity. There's blood, and it's paced so fucking good. So good. Like it's I think it was supposed to come in at 90 minutes, but this is a 70-minute film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is an hour and 10 minutes. And it gets in, it gets out. There are some scenes.
Even when it ends, it's kind of like not abrupt, but it's kind of like
when it
done.
ends. Yeah,
done.
when it ends, it goes all right.
You're like you're good. And then you just walk away.
Yeah.
There's credits apparently coming. We're good. We're done.
Yeah. But yeah, I love this film. I would recommend people watch it.
Yeah.
So long as you're not the type that is offended by
gratuitous nudity. Gratuitous nudity. There's
it is gratuitous. I will say it is gratuitous, but
I mean it's not like some of those ones that we watched that like there's no reason why her shirt fell off. She was just running, but magically like a bush like took the whole shirt off of it. You're like, what the fuck? No, it's not like that.
And they throw you for a loop. Because probably the one chick you want to see go topless
never
goes topless.
Never does.
Never goes topless.
Never does.
So fucking angry.
And it's Jackie. Jackie should have been topless somewhere in that.
And
send it to the wife. I was like, that one is like the hottest one at all.
Yeah. And she's
that
also,
one needs to be topless.
If I remember correctly, she's also the only one that's in the poster art.
Oh, really?
For the movie.
Well,
if you
see why she's the most attractive as all of them.
If you look at the poster art, the only woman that's on that poster,
maybe I can see if I can pull it up. Oh, well,
that's
that would be
actually
that's another lollygagging.
This is the poster. It'll probably pop up in a second for you. Okay, so this is Jackie. She is not in the movie. She is not in the movie, and she is not in the movie.
Not in the movie.
The only one that's in the movie that's in this poster is her. That's it. Nobody else. I'm gonna bump audio up. I am gonna run the spoilers.
All right.
Okay, so we open with the title card as the camera pans down to a beautiful establishing shot of the house that will end up being the setting for tonight's slumber party. As a paperboy rides his bike making morning deliveries, the newspaper reveals that a mass murderer, Russ Thorne, played by Michael Villela, has escaped. He has killed, I think it said he's killed 5 people.
Just 5? That didn't even really
I think that's all it was. He was a serial killer or mass murderer or whatever. He killed 5 people. Trish Devereaux, played by Michelle Michaels, an 18-year-old high school senior, wakes up to the sound of her radio. How is that how it turns on? It turns on with a scream. And then it's like, you won a t-shirt. And I'm like, ugh, do you remember that?
Back then, yeah, you remember those stupid fucking ads? You remember those fucking ads on the radio when you were a kid?
But
Crazy Eddie's Automotive Shop, and you're like, what the fuck, man?
But
always louder than the station.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Why is her radio on the floor? She has a nightstand. Why is it on the floor?
Maybe it's so she doesn't hit the snooze.
Maybe. Anyway, please. Trish decides to get undressed in front of the open window and doesn't change her underwear.
Already, we're starting this up. Yeah, I noticed that too. Like, we're starting the nudity up. Unnecessary.
I mean, it's not. It's something that would happen.
Well,
you would wake up and get naked. Now, she took her shirt off and then decided to walk around her family home like topless. That doesn't make sense. But her just like them filming her getting up and doing it's like that's fine. That's something that would happen. What grosses me out more than fingernails being pulled out is the fact that she keeps the underwear she was wearing and stewing in all night in the California summer heat as she puts on this dress. Now, I know she could have changed them after putting on the dress, you know, for like MPAA reasons or something like that. Like, I don't need to see like full 80s bush. That's not what I'm talking about. The fact that
needing to know, did you change your drawers?
Yeah, because they already looked a little saggy and loose, and then she's
right, like she slept in them 1 or 2 times, you know, they've been walked around in for the day. Because I know as a man, my underwear don't always fit the same at the end of the day as it did at the beginning of the day.
Underwear gets changed every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning. Like, it just...
I used to do it twice, because my work underwear definitely wasn't being worn when I got home. So I would change twice.
So, like, I get it that they didn't show it. Maybe she did keep them on. Maybe she had, like, underwear someplace else. But we watch her go to get her dress. Like, before she even gets topless, she goes and she gets her dress, and then she gets changed. So why at no point did we see, like, her get a pair of panties? We don't need to see her putting them on, but at least knowing, like, oh, okay, she's
putting them out. She's
changing it. She's not being gross. Instead, this scene to me makes it look like she woke up, the underwear's a little dirty, and she's like, clean enough. You know, but it's whatever. It's a nice dress. She looks good in it. It is
a nice dress.
She then begins packing up like her stuffed animals and toys. And I didn't
think she was doing the thing I thought she was doing.
What? What did you think she was doing?
I thought she was donating it or something.
Oh, okay. You thought she was like a good person. Well, you'll find out later on that like she's not. She's kind of a bitch.
It's kind of a dick, man. I'm 100% honest. Like, I was don't know what she wants in life too, because I've been like, you question a lot about yourself.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
We'll discuss it later. But I was like, I don't know what. Are we doing this? Are we not doing this? I got mixed readings.
So before leaving for school and saying goodbye to her parents who are leaving for a vacation, she's bagging up a bunch of her stuffed animals and toys. I'm guessing most likely it's because the girls are about to come over for the slumber party. She doesn't want to see.
Don't want to look like a child.
Because one of the big things is like, I think they keep saying that they're trying to recapture the old days.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing they really haven't had many sleepovers since like high school and shit. So the fact that her room still looks like hitty and shit, it's, you know, she wants to get rid of it. Anyway, she heads outside, and her mom tells her that chips are under the sink. Why would they be under the sink?
Why are they
and that there's sody in the fridge.
I heard that too. I was like, what the fuck is sody? What state does that shit?
Again, you know that I keep subtitles on. The subtitles said soda. But I fucking know what I heard.
I rewinded that. Yeah, I heard sody, bitch. Don't fucking tell me I didn't hear that shit.
What is it? Oh yeah, and that the neighbor, Mr. Compton, is played by Riggs
creepy
Kennedy,
pedophile motherfucker.
Is going to be checking in on her and the girls throughout the night.
Checking in.
Yeah, he 110% looks like like just a creepy motherfucker. Creepy. You know,
like I would have figured he'd been the one.
Yeah, that actually might have been like a good twist. But yeah, he tells her and I guess the mom not to worry. He'll make sure the girls stay out of trouble. He looks like he's about to go back into his house and jerk off to the thought of these girls.
Right? That's right. He is.
It's like the look that he has. But even better,
like he just sits there and just palms his hands at windows.
Yeah, but then Trish very audibly says shit when she finds out Mr. Compton is going to be watching over them. Was her mother not supposed to hear like her being pissed about this?
Yeah,
but also she's leaving her daughter essentially home alone for the weekend while there's an escaped masked murderer on the loose.
Yeah, can't tell me you haven't heard it because it's all over the radio.
It's in the newspaper. The paper boy delivered the paper and you picked it up. It's on the radio because we heard him talk about that as they were leaving, and she's just like, it's pretty much like a don't worry honey, just lock the doors, lock the windows. It's very much fucking 80s parenting.
Yeah,
and we grew up with that.
I can see that.
Because me as a 12-year-old, especially during the summer, it pretty much started when about 11. I pretty much didn't come home till maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was just fine. The rule was don't wake me up when you come in.
Like, yeah, as long as you don't like wake the house up.
Yeah, the parents drive away and she dumps all her old toys in the trash. She begins walking up the block to go to school when a hand from off screen comes out and steals the dumpster Barbie she just put in there. I never thought that this was the driller killer. I 100% thought that this was Mr. Compton.
Yes, because I don't mean to yell it like that. Yes, because he's a creepy fucker that he jumped the first sign of her being home alone. I got it. Yeah. I'm gonna watch over that house for you from the window. Your window, not my window. Your
yeah.
window. I'm gonna be right there.
'Cause-
Like, do you guys need help?
Yeah.
Do you need me to get pillows? I have pillows.
Because,
we
like,
can have a pillow fight.
Because, like, my whole thing is there would be no way for the serial killer to be at her house already.
No,
like,
honestly,
why would he
the
just,
later,
like,
the other scene later on, which is
it makes
coming
sense
up,
later.
Yeah, because
why
you
he
know what I
followed
mean,
them.
where he is. Yes, actually.
But now we cut to school, and I'm assuming the school day is done because everyone is leaving.
Yeah.
Jeff and his buddy Neil are discussing who they should ask out when Jeff spots the hot telephone repair woman, played by Jean Vargas, and is staring at her booty as she's climbing down the stairs, the ladder.
Get with it.
He runs over and starts flirting. It's kind of working.
Safer, yeah, it was, and it was creepy because he's a fucking high school student.
Yeah, well, he's a high school senior, so he's like 18, but she doesn't look that old. She looks maybe 23.
That's what I said. I was like, if you're lucky, she's 20.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still kind of weird, and he's all like, "You ever think about dating
a younger guy?"
A younger guy, and she's like, "No," but like at the same time, she's kind of smiling. So
She's
it's
smiling.
I mean,
she's like, yeah, I looked at your bulge. I saw it.
You can tell by the smile she's kind of thinking about it, but his pickup lines are cheesy as fuck. His friend pulls him away before he can make more of an ass out of himself, and as they're walking away, she opens the van side door and is like smiling like baby, and then she's pulled into the van, and the van door slams.
Get over here.
And they turn around and they're like, the fuck? And they go, huh, all right, and just walk away. And then she can be heard yelling for help.
Yeah, that's what I said too. And banging on the glass. Nobody in the whole entire parking lot could hear it.
Yeah.
Nobody? That's fucking bullshit.
Nobody. So they walk away, and she's left there to have, I guess the hole was drilled in her forehead, but you don't see it.
Yeah, I guess what you don't see it though. Yeah.
Like,
I don't like the weapon. I don't understand what is it, battery operated. I'm in a field that my battery operated things don't work as well as electric powered ones.
I think the whole point of it is because remember it was written by a feminist, so it's, if you notice, a lot of the women's that's the whole point.
A drilling,
yeah. So if you notice, like, the men are usually killed on screen, the women aren't. The women, for the most part, are killed off screen, which is why whenever people reviewing this talking about like, oh, it's just another film where it's violence against women, blah, blah, blah. It's like
it's more violence against the men in the
more violence against men.
Yeah,
the men have gorier deaths than women. But yeah, so he power drills the shit out of her and then steals her van. I mean, doesn't steal her van. He's just kind of fucking sitting there, but it's whatever. This is a scene. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, is this a Sony? Is this a Sony?
Let me get in the zone for this. Okay.
Oh god, this is gonna be good.
This is a fucking scene showing the most awkward, least athletic women I have ever seen in my life.
They're high school girls. They weren't supposed to be the women basketball league.
Shut the fuck up. This is varsity basketball. This isn't gym class. This is not.
I know.
Gym class.
Honestly, that whole scene made no fucking sense. Because when they're playing basketball, she then goes, "Okay, girls, shout whatever it is." They're tryouts for the baseball team. So I'm like, oh, okay, so maybe it's just gym class and letting them know. And then we're like, wait a minute. Yeah, they're like, okay, so what are like the same girls are the ones that go on that team? They don't do a tryout. I was like, that made no sense.
Small schools are usually like that. If you're on basketball,
I said that to her. I'm like, if it's a small town, they might not have enough girls. It might just be the only girls there. But continue.
This looked like these people have never in their lives picked up a fucking basketball. Like, the dribbling looks like toddlers. So watching it, it's okay. So it's Trish is on the basketball team. Makes sense. She looks like a fucking giant, and she's on the team. Tall. Yeah, she's on the team with her friend Kim, Deborah DeLisso, Jackie. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Like Andre Honor.
Andre Honor.
It's Andree.
Yeah, we're not gonna try that.
And Honor Honore. I guess. I don't know. And Diane, played by Gina Hunter. I think she was credited as like Gina Mori in the film, but her name is Gina Hunter. And Diane seems like a bitch, just hardcore. Like the opening shit. Diane seems like a bitch.
Bitch.
At least she has resting bitch face. But like, I don't understand any part of this. The coach says it's varsity basketball, right? But I think it's just to show bouncing booba.
Bouncy booba.
Because that's all that it is. They're all jumping around and they're bouncing, but like they're way too exaggerated, just having their tits flop everywhere. No one is wearing bras. No one's wearing sports bras. The shirts aren't tight. It's just
the fucking 80s.
It's titties flapping everywhere.
But it's the 80s. They didn't wear a lot of bras.
Like that's fine. I'm just saying, like, none of these girls are athletic in any sense of the word.
And then wasn't that great.
it's literally, it starts like, hey, we're gonna do this, and then one person gets it, and I think it's Diane, and then they're like, pass the ball. So then she passes the ball, and then Jackie throws it, and she misses, and then someone grabs it, and they do a layup.
The dirty look is given.
Layup. And then they get it in, and then like, yeah, woo, whatever, and then the other team goes, and then Valerie, who is, I guess, the new girl, but she seems like she's been there a while. I don't know. She scores, and they're like, yeah, woo, all right. And then it's like, okay, girls, that's the end of varsity basketball. Don't forget, next week's is tryout for baseball. Hit the showers. And it's like, what, was this just practice for varsity basketball? Like, what was this? Were they both varsity teams at the same school? They just compete? Like, I don't understand what this scene is.
It didn't make any sense. It was like watching fucking Toxic Avenger or fucking Trauma High School.
But, oh no, you see, Trauma is gratuitous, nonsensical.
No, that is, yes.
That's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Trauma
like,
literally made his own genre.
Yeah. But yeah, thankfully, quickly, this is over. And then we get a bare booty shot of Linda walking into the shower room, and then a plethora of booties and breasts. It is awesome.
And they have a soundbite of, I think your boobs are getting bigger. I was like, I don't know if girls really sit in a locker room and do this shit.
That seems like that was.
I don't know. We're dudes. I'm just saying. I don't know. We don't go in a locker room when we were in high school. Damn, dude, your dicks get long, man. No, we don't do that. Yeah. Oh, dude, those balls are coming in nice. No, we don't do that.
Is that
dude,
a new ball?
You look at a little hefty. Yeah, dude. No, we don't do that shit. It might be different for women. I don't know, but I feel that's almost the same kind of category.
But as gratuitous as this scene is, because as I said before, Roger Corman is known for wanting tons of boobies, and he was apparently sending down notes like daily. I think this was filmed in like 3 weeks, and he would be sending down notes daily that he wants more tits, which I think is part of the reason why they got this scene. So as gratuitous as this is, at least it like legitimately looks like they're cleaning themselves. Some are wetting their hair, others aren't because they have their hair up. They're like all lathering themselves up with soap, and not in like the you know how most movies do like shower nude scenes where people barely get wet and almost never have soap. It's like oh, I have some soap on me, and like no, they're getting wet. It's like, it's not, besides the fact
it's well done.
Besides the fact that there's like a bunch of like naked women standing in there, it's not filmed glamorously sexy. It's filmed as if like they're just in there taking a shower.
That's better off.
So for me that seems like better, because like, you know, with me, like, it has to be realistic and it has to serve a purpose. It can't just be boobies, show boobies. The women were just playing basketball, and I use the word play very loosely, so they're all sweaty. It's the end of the day. They're not gonna like go out and do other stuff all sweaty, so naturally they'd hit the showers. And while they're in there, they talk to each other. So this is obviously a great time for some nudity. And the fact that they're cleaning themselves takes it from like a cheesy Cinemax porno to like a more natural like scene, if that makes any sense. While Trish is inviting people over, and they keep talking about sports ball, I don't get it. Like, it's whatever.
Sports ball?
Yeah, like I think baseball, then possibly football. I don't fucking know. We're just gonna call it sports ball because I don't give a shit. Here, while everyone is naked in the shower, Trish is inviting people over to her house, and the new girl Valerie is staring at her very creepily. But I also want to add that Trish is staring back at her very creepily. So I don't know if this is maybe supposed to have like gay undertones or something, but we don't get enough about the characters to really know. Because right, like when they're there, Valerie is staring at Trish like she's into her, right?
That's
like
what I was
it's not
saying.
just me.
She gave off a vibe that made it seem like she was interested, and not in a like, oh, I'm interested in having you come to the party. More of a thing, I'm interested in making you come at my party.
Yeah. Yeah, they both had weird looks for each other. And
yeah, maybe it's just my hormones going off as a male, but I'm just saying, if you watch the scene, you're like, am I getting the vibe or not?
Yeah, so it's, I definitely, like, I watched it and I was like, are they supposed to be like gay? Because I know like in the 80s, like homosexuality,
well, it might not have been gay, it might have been more of a bi thing.
Yeah. It's like,
because back then you wouldn't want to say you're gay. It'd be more acceptable. Oh, two girls kissing. Oh, that's so hot. It's a little more acceptable to some crowds of people.
But then Trish throws a towel on and heads over to Valerie, who is played by Robin Still or Stilly, I don't really know, and throws out possibly the worst pickup line of like the movie. She goes, Valerie, you played such nice basketball.
Nice basketball. Who the hell says it like that? You played such nice basketball.
Wait,
not a good game, not nice. You played well out there. You played nice basketball in case you thought we were playing some hockey.
Yeah, but it's just like you played such nice basketball out there. I can't believe it.
It's not like someone was reading Goosebumps books.
That's your opening line, on top of the fact that
maybe she got the flap. Is that what that's called? Is that what the kids are calling it?
I don't know.
The flap, the whapper.
I don't. Wet
pussy whap or whatever. I don't know. The wet pussy. I don't know. Whap.
But I would not call anything they did out there even basketball. What is it? So pickup line. All right. While in the locker room getting changed, Valerie overhears Diane being a cunt and talking about her after Trish brings up wanting to invite her to the party. The rest of the girls bring up that Diane is just jealous of Valerie because she's good at basketball, sure, and attractive. Diane in the beginning is very much a cunt, and our friends are absolutely correct. She's jealous of Valerie because she's attractive and is good at basketball. Trish invites her anyway, but Valerie refuses and runs away. It's very weird.
Could understand it. What?
No, I said like she gets invited, but she runs away. Very weird. But Trish turns around after Valerie leaves the locker room and says to her group of friends, "She heard you." No shit, she heard you.
No shit.
You're separated by a single locker.
It doesn't even go all the way up to the fucking ceiling. It's open at the top. We've all been in fucking locker room.
It's like she's getting changed in one side of the locker, and Diane is on the other side of that exact same locker talking shit. You know, yes, she heard you.
Cinema depicts women in locker rooms as really catty, mean women, man. They always make you guys look like you're talking some massive shit on girls right in front of them. Always depicting you guys like some mean people in locker rooms.
And it's like
stuff there.
It's whatever. But it was just one of those things where she turned around, she's like, she heard you. Russ Thorne is the serial killer, and he's watching the girls leave the school from the van, and Linda, played by Brink Stevens or Brinky Stevens, it's Brinke. She is the chick whose booty you saw when she dropped the towel and walked in.
Oh, okay.
That's Linda, played by Miss Stevens. Super hot. Like, she was very good looking. But she goes back inside of the school to retrieve books for a test, because I guess she's a nerd on top of a basketball player. She passes.
There's nothing wrong with doing what you're doing good in school.
But yes, she goes back inside to get a book for a test, and her friends are like, all right, we'll see you later. She passes the basketball coach and is told to hurry up because they're getting ready to lock up the school. We'll see later, but they lock up the school with links of chain and a padlock.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do that. That's a fire hazard.
Oh, but but they did that. My elementary school in California, my junior high in California, and the high schools were locked that way.
Yeah, in New York, they never did that because it's a fire hazard. It's like if there's a fire, like you need to be able to get out.
This was also the 90s. I bet you now, as liberal as the state is, they probably have all these regulations. You can't do that.
But yeah, so what is it? Linda tells her, okay. And then it's a very awkward walk towards the locker room, like towards the camera. It looks like she's wearing Depends diapers and like she's kind of trying. it's a very weird scene. I don't like understand that walk. It's whatever. It's just one of those things. She's walking towards camera. You notice it and you're like, that's okay, whatever.
That does look right.
The coach is outside and passes the telephone truck, which is now completely empty. Linda finds herself locked inside the school. She tries one door, then she walks over to another one, struggling to get it open, but can't, obviously, because it's fucking chain link and padlocked shut. And she's attacked by Thorn. He drags she's like, no! And then he drags the spinning drill bit down on her arm, and then she's bleeding like a lot.
And I don't understand that drill bit wouldn't do that.
No,
it's not
like,
serrated on the sides. It's
like,
cut like that.
It would cut, but I feel like it would like burn cut, not like slice through like it's a knife.
It's not a very well thought out weapon.
But yeah, so it slices her arm open and she runs away and hides in the shower room. The killer eventually finds her when he spots a blood trail that good for her. At least they had her be like smart. Like while she's hiding there, dripping blood, she sees her own blood trail and is like, and reaches up, grabs a towel and starts trying to dry it up, but it's already spilled underneath the door. The dude drills through the door, and as Linda screams, she is killed off screen. So I have no idea how she was killed.
Or she got killed.
Through the heart, through the mouth, through the head. I don't fucking know. We then get what is probably the funniest scene, and I would think would be in something like Scary Movie. The killer running out of the school towards the van. And you could hear the chain of keys, like the key ring jiggling as he runs.
I sound like that when I have a fucking run.
It's like,
I have a dead keychain. I got like a whole load of them.
I'm like, what the? Why would you have, like, he looks so non-threatening running out of the school. Like he's running out. Like he's kind of like, oh no, oh, I'm gonna get caught.
Oh no. Yeah, I know. He doesn't look very, very, very reassured of himself.
It's like, oh God, there's faces that he makes later that are just fucking hilarious. I fucking love this dude. Okay, so apparently, because after he runs, I have it written down as Linda. It's not Linda. Trish. Apparently, Trish is dating an old man on a motorcycle, right? Like she gets after Linda gets killed and Thorn runs back to the van. Trish is dropped off at her house on a motorcycle. Do you remember the motorcycle scene? Because she gets off, she kisses the dude, and she's like, "I'll see you later, Mark." And then he drives away. And as he drives away, the camera follows her to show Valerie outside her house, revealing that Valerie lives right next door.
Yes.
But the dude on the motorcycle looked like he was about 50.
Maybe like, she hitchhiked back then. They hitchhiked.
Fucking old. But she kissed him on the mouth and said, "I'll see you later, Mark."
Maybe
so it's like, I don't know.
Strokes, man.
I don't know. So yeah, then that's all the scene that we get with that. And then Diane is followed home by someone wheezing. She turns down a path, I guess. I don't fucking know. And the person stops their car, van, truck, whatever. It's white, so you kind of get the impression that it's the
killer's van,
that it's Russ Thorn, whatever the fuck his name is. She bends down to play with trash, and then he reaches for her shoulder, and then she fucking judo flips him, and it's revealed that it's not a stalker, it's John Minor. Apparently that's her boyfriend.
Creepy fucking
But yeah, I have no clue who this is, so I'm assuming it's her boyfriend. They talk for a little bit about going out after the party, or possibly getting the guys over to the party. Then they kiss and then go their separate ways.
Yeah,
that's odd. You just got out of school. Why wouldn't you drive your girlfriend home? Why wouldn't you just hang out with her before?
Maybe they were like, one of those couples that are like, we're not probably gonna last the summer.
Or like, I was thinking like maybe it's like a secret relationship, but then like all her friends know that she's dating him. So I'm like, why are you meeting in an alley where no one can see you and then sharing a secret kiss and then going your separate ways? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. There's very weird stuff. This definitely could have used like a third or fourth pass in the script, but I mean,
well, they probably could have added an extra 20 minutes.
There actually was. I think it's in the fun facts later. Okay, we're back. We're focusing on the coach now for some reason. I have no fucking reason. This is why I feel like, you know, another pass, we could have like got rid of some of these characters, but it's whatever. At first, I completely thought this was one of the teens. I thought this was one of the girls that was just playing basketball because she looks the exact same age as the kids that she was coaching. But no,
yeah, she does. She's so
is
young
the coach.
looking.
She arrives home and fumbles with her keys when a drill bit shoots through her door at eye level, and it's like, oh no! But then the door opens and it's just Pam installing a peephole. Pam, that is not a peephole.
No,
that is legitimately just a hole in the door.
No, she just drops it in there too. You can see it later on in the other scene that it's kind of dangling.
She never drops it in. If you watch the scene, she drills the hole.
That's so terrible.
The coach goes, ah, and then she opens the door and she's like, oh, I'm installing your peephole. And then they switch places. And then she asks, oh, have you seen my cat? And she's like, no, I haven't seen him all day. And she's like, okay. And then they talk about how her bookshelves will be ready on Tuesday. And then she closes the door. And as she's closing the door, one side of the peephole is just dangling out of that hole. But when she when she closes the door, the other side of the peephole isn't installed. But she never went and, like, while they were talking, oh yeah, and like put it on. Never did that. She drilled the hole, they talked, they switched places, and then the door was shut. That was it. So that had to have been in another take where they put that in for it and then completely forgot. So it's like, okay, I'm looking at like the job she did on the peephole, and then she's talking about these bookshelves and how the bookshelves will be ready on Tuesday. But I'm thinking to myself, these bookshelves aren't going to be ready on Tuesday. She's probably going to deliver either a box with no shelves or shelves without the enclosure to make it a bookshelf. You know, like she didn't. You drill a hole and then you just put two pieces. That's all it is. So I have no faith that this bookcase is actually going to be delivered as a bookcase. So Trish calls Diane now. So like that, we did that whole thing for some fucking reason, and then we cut back to Trish. So it's like, why did we even have that scene with the coach? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I hate useless scenes.
At least have it pay off, but it's kind of just there to be like, oh, is she gonna be killed next? It's like, no, the dude didn't even know that she existed. Like, he knew about the high school girls. That's who he was after, the high school girls. But Trish calls Diane about the guys coming over when she hears a noise and finds her front door is open. It's dark out, so apparently a shit ton of time has now passed, but I don't have any clue, like, how much. She closes the door and locks it, and then just walks over and starts playing the piano. You were upstairs talking on your phone, or in the kitchen. I don't remember. No, she was probably downstairs because of what will happen. But you were somewhere talking on your phone, and then you hear a noise in your house. You are the only person that's supposed to be in that house.
Yeah.
You walk to the front of your house, and your front door is wide open. You just close it and then go play a fucking piano? Do you not
like nothing?
Cops? Do you call out for someone that's there? No? All right, whatever. I personally would grab a knife and start walking around my house being like, who dat, who dare? But all right, whatever.
Oh, you mean you do things that would make sense?
Yeah, but that's just me. So she's playing the piano, and as she's playing the piano, she could hear someone creeping around in her house. She would have known someone was creeping around in her house if she grabbed a knife and started walking around. But whatever.
Fucking checked.
Startled, she runs for the front door, but Dum Dum forgot that she locked it and doesn't remember how to open it. The intruder turns her around. Surprise, surprise, it's her creepy neighbor.
Creepy fucking neighbor again.
He saw that the door was open and didn't see her, so he just let himself in. This guy is a rapist, right?
He's a fucking dude. He's creepy as shit.
Like we're full on board with Mr. Conton is a rapist. He wants to fuck his teenage neighbor.
No, he any little girls. That's exactly what it is. Any little girls.
Well, see, I don't think it is, and I can kind of show that later.
Okay.
But at this point, like, my gut feeling about this dude isn't wrong, right? Like, he shouldn't
be around these little girls.
He opened the door and came in, because there's no possible way that she just left the door open. So he definitely let himself in. Even though she's freaked out, she apparently buys his story and then offers him he offers to wait there until her friends show up, so she accepts. We then get more of the coach because her storyline apparently isn't done. I guess she's a lonely drunk or something, because she has a giant tall boy glass of wine and she's like cutting up something and then knocks over the wine. It shatters and she's picking it up, and then you can hear like scratching coming from somewhere. She follows the sound to her closet, and it's like, oh no, what's gonna be in there? What's gonna be there? She opens the door and her cat jumps out.
Jumps out.
Nobody has seen that cat all fucking day.
The
But
whole entire fucking movie.
apparently Pam has been in her house for like the whole fucking day, drilling that single peephole, and she never once heard that cat scratching.
Whole entire day,
Nobody
dude.
heard the cat scratching. She heard the cat scratching from the fucking kitchen, like 5 rooms away. Like this is just stupid writing. This is stupid writing.
I mean,
Stop it.
it's a killer. It's like a killer B movie. It's a very low thought
It's stupid.
movie.
It's stupid, and there isn't enough stuff for me to really nitpick about the movie. That these are the things that super fucking stand out, and it annoys me. We then cut to Jeff and Neil going over the plan to scare the girls, and they unknowingly pass by the same telephone truck that was parked outside the school. I guess that's another thing. The coach had asked if her telephone was fixed, and the chick was like, "Oh yeah, the truck's been across the street all day," which that would be a clear
Nobody
fucking
questions
indicator.
that.
But that would be a clear fucking indicator that like the coach, the killer isn't going after the coach, because the truck couldn't have been outside all day long because the truck was at the high school all day. So like it couldn't have been the killer, you know?
Yeah.
So that completely takes the fucking scare out of it. But whatever. They pass the truck. Jackie and Kim arrive, bringing booze and some Maui Wowie. Trish tries to warn the girls that Mr. Compton is inside the house, but
And fails at that.
yeah, he tells her not to worry. He won't tell her parents if she doesn't tell them that he scared the shit out of her. You don't want her parents knowing that you just went inside the house uninvited.
Yeah.
Like a
Yes,
creepy
that's exactly
creeper.
what it is. Had a quick pro crow that I won't tell if you don't tell.
Yeah.
Bro, you are creepy. Next thing you're gonna be asking is like, you let me stay around a little.
Yeah.
I won't tell.
I just want to cuddle a little.
Listen, I just want to sit down on the couch by you. Just make sure you guys are all right.
But yeah, he says, you know, that's fine. So he leaves. And then I think this is the big problem. Like we're getting like these little snippets, and then it just cuts to something else that just
Yes.
Doesn't
it
fucking
doesn't
matter.
stay focused. It's like ADD made this.
because now we cut to Valerie. Like it was kind of intercut. Like Valerie saw the girls showing up, and then it cut to them showing up, but it's like whatever. But Valerie from next door is watching the people come over. She's there babysitting her younger sister, Courtney, played by Jennifer Myers, while their mother is away. Inside, the 3 girls are smoking weed, and Trish tells them not to eat all the chips, but Kim points out that this is the best time for them to eat the chips because they need to eat it before Diane gets here, because apparently Diane is a fatty fat when it comes to chips, that they're like, we need to eat them now because if she gets here, she's gonna eat them all and everything. And I'm like, okay.
They're just being dicks.
Yeah. Then they talk some catty bullshit about Diane before they hear a glass break in another room. They go in to check it out. Apparently Trish never turned off the stove after making the coffee, even though the burner was black.
Thank you. Break
The
this
burner
one
was
down,
black.
guys. We're gonna take a step back real quick. The burner was black. All of us 90 kids know those stoves because they were all poor, and that's the one we had.
Man,
When you put it on the low test, yes, we all did. They literally told us, don't put your hand on that. And what the fuck did we do, dude? Our fucking hand hit it.
Yeah,
all right,
no, we touched it.
When you when you put it on fucking low, it was always still beat fucking red.
It would still be.
Then yes, she left the glass coffee pot on it for too long. Do you know the sound that would fucking make?
Yeah.
Then the piece was like right next to it.
And she just picked it up. That would be hot.
No, it would be hot, and it would have went across the fucking room.
It's like
poor detail.
Yeah, you could have at least spray painted that thing red to at least make it look like it, but
Yeah,
whatever.
poor detail.
They turn to the window and oh yeah, they turn to the window after that because like, oh man, I broke it. And they're like, oh, is your mom gonna be mad? She's like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy a new one. And then she turns to the window and fucking Diane is just sitting there like, and everything.
Creepy bitch, like,
Yeah.
hi.
Cut to, again, for some reason, Valerie and her sister Courtney sitting next to each other reading magazines in dead fucking silence until Courtney starts reading something from it.
Until her fucking dicky sister starts acting like an ass to her.
This scene is weird.
It is extremely fucking weird. That sister is an asshole. Like,
all hardcore. But it's not just weird that they look the same fucking age. There's some scenes they look exactly the same.
Yeah, they
age.
kind of do.
And then there's others where they look like their mother and daughter. That's how old Valerie looks, but Courtney still looks like her teenage daughter. So if they're both supposed to be teenagers, how fucking old is Courtney supposed to be?
They couldn't do it because they probably would have gotten in trouble for child pornography, so they couldn't get them that young.
But she's never naked.
ones
I mean, the most egregious thing she's doing is wearing a shitty pair of like
Actually, yeah, that actress. Never
what is it called?
Either one of them were.
The fuck is that?
The
Hooters
jeans and a
shorts.
shirt.
She's wearing the Hooters
yeah,
shorts.
she's wearing the fucking orange shorts.
Yeah, like
or red
that's
shorts.
the most like egregious thing that she's like fucking wearing, where it's like her butt sticks out a little bit. But it's
she's
also,
supposed to be playing an underage.
yeah,
one.
but she looks like she's about 26 with her fucking Jamie Lee Curtis 80s haircut. But the other odd thing is the fact that they're just sitting silently in the same room while a cat is drinking milk from a bowl on the coffee table.
On the fucking coffee table, bro. Who lets their cat drink off a coffee on the coffee table?
Like,
Then,
was this one of those things where they're just like, well, we need something else for the room. Let's bring the cat up into framing. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just zoom out more? And then the cat
I don't know of any actual cat owner that isn't a crazy cat person that's doing that. Then you know they're not supposed to drink milk a lot, dude.
It's just weird. I don't fucking. You can hear a dog barking outside, and then the trash can falls. Valerie tells Courtney to go take care of it. Courtney's like, no. And then Valerie goes, okay, fine, I'll go take care of it. So she goes upstairs to go take care of it. And then Courtney runs upstairs to go find Valerie's playgirl. That's either Sylvester Stallone. Is it Stallone or is it Sylvester or is it his brother?
No, it's Stallone.
Because I'm pretty sure his
Stallone started off at no, he started no, but they very
he started in porn.
Yeah, he started in porn. It was Stallone. But later on in the scene, you'll find out for some reason she's hiding the New Yorker magazine inside of a porn mag.
Yeah, I don't.
That says a lot about her upbringing too.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
She would rather be caught with the New Yorker, terrible excuse of a fucking magazine, inside of a Playboy than being seen with that. Like, I was like, that's fucking weird. It's gonna be the other way around.
While outside, the dog can still be heard barking in the distance. She passes some swings, which those are some pretty dope looking swings. I have no idea how they're installed, but they're kind of cool. And she picks up like 3 pieces of trash that fell out of the trash can, and she puts that back in, and then she puts a brick inside of the can.
So do you just throw out bricks every single week?
Yeah,
or do you
like wouldn't
out after
you,
there's shit all over it?
First of all, nothing's in a trash bag, which is kind of skeeving me out.
Oh, dude, I hate that out here, man. They just put the trash bags to the curb.
Yeah.
So like
they're things are gonna eat it.
I miss how clean Texas is.
Yeah.
I'll be 100%. Texas was. I mean, they do not fuck around about cleanliness.
Yeah.
At their best, you know what I mean? Here, not at all. Pisses me to all fucking heaven.
But wouldn't you like put the lid on and then put the brick on top of the lid?
Right? That would make sense.
To keep it from being knocked over, not putting the fucking brick inside of it so that it gets all covered in fucking shit. I don't know, man. She finishes that and then she hears squeaking from the swings that were just completely still a moment ago, and she sees that and then she like scared nerd girl runs back to the house. It was like weird. She was doing like that Tina Belcher from Bob's Burger fucking I'm not gonna move my arms, like run back to the house. It was fucking weird. Jeff and Neil sneak around the back of Trisha's house and watches the girls undress. The girls are just talking about absolutely nothing important. Some girl that didn't show up for school, and her parents walked in on her and her boyfriend fucking, possibly in her parents' room. I don't know, man. I was too busy looking at boobies. You know, his boobies were there. That's what I was looking at. Jeff and Neil quickly hide as Jackie walks over and dumps the ashtray out the window. And that's when I noticed that while they were talking about the girls being naked outside, the window was wide open. And then after they hide and Jackie tosses the ashtray junk out the window, I don't know, the ashes and butts, I don't fucking know. The trash of the ashtray, and goes back inside. She didn't like walk over and open the window and throw it. She walked over to an open window and threw it, like threw the stuff out. But then she walks back inside still with the window open, and then the guys go back to look and they're like, oh man, I see titties. Ha ha ha. I should pay more attention to Kim. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, dude, how do you not hear them?
These gross ass fucking dudes.
Yeah, but I'm like, how do you not hear them
the whole time?
But they're friends, and I think they're possibly fucking some of the girls. Like all of that shit. You can't tell.
You can't tell.
Nothing, because it's like later on the way Trish is like holding on
all over
to
him,
Jeff. Kind of seems like, oh hey, they fuck, but then she's like kissing some old dude named Mark and saying she'll see him later. It's weird. It's fucking weird. And then there's a comment from Valerie that's just like, I'll get into it later. But yeah, it was just weird that it's like they're not quietly talking. They're you know, very loudly talking, and it's like, how do you not fucking hear them at the window? Right? We cut back to Valerie now. Valerie calls out for her sister, and Courtney responds that she's just doing biology homework. Valerie knows that's just code for her looking at the Playgirl and tells her just don't rip out the centerfold. She already ripped out the centerfold. cuts back to Trish's house. The ladies are getting ready to order some pizza. As Trish calls the place to order pizza, Denise goes out to get firewood. Since she's the only person, I think her excuse was, I'll get the firewood. I'm the only one that's dressed.
Yeah, I think that's what she said.
What's it called? Trish tells her just bring it in through the garage so you don't muck up the carpet. But why would you, like, you're already standing by the back door that leads to the garage where you would grab the stuff. Why would you then turn around, walk and all the way? Like it's just a third or fourth.
Had a lot of time to kill.
A third or fourth draft. That's all you fucking needed, man.
They apparently didn't do a very good hard read.
So while grabbing the wood, she's startled and grossed out by a snail, and good old creepy Mr. Condon saves the day by killing
it for no fucking reason, man.
Denise knows this is nothing out of the ordinary, killing snails. Condon says that this is the best time to kill them because they come out at night to eat and destroy his garden. Denise goes back inside and Condon goes back to his hunting. This was surprisingly normal and not very creepy interaction between the two of them. Like, it was a normal conversation, and I was like, oh yeah, oh hey, what's going on? He's like, oh yeah, nothing much, blah blah blah. And then they go their separate way. There's no like, hey, want to suck my dick later, or like, you know, there was none of that.
There's no awkwardness involved.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he's not actually into all high school girls, but he's specifically into Trish.
Into the Trish, because she's grown up next to him, so it's even weirder. It's even more disgusting to know that you've watched her grow
as a little girl.
As a little girl, and you were like, I'm just waiting now. I love those up. She's almost 18. Yeah. I was like, bro, yeah, it's kind of like rapey. Like,
yeah, you need to stop.
You need to stop seeing how much you've been waiting out that time frame.
Yeah,
damn laws in the way.
Yeah, so like, I'm wondering if he's just like a normal dude around everyone else, all other dudes and females, and it's just when he's around Trish, that's when he becomes like the creepy pedo guy. Because it's like, we've seen multiple interactions, and that seems to be the only time he's weird is if Trish is there.
Oh yeah, I guess that it does show the special interest.
This is also the second time the audio sounded weird, like really bad weird. Like the microphone was like right up against their mouths. The S's were very S heavy, and this is where I told you I was S heavy. Yeah, this is where I was looking for the
like time. That.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have the stream turned on?
No.
Okay. So there is a delay. Turn the sound on so you can hear it. I'm going to be silent. Oh, I actually have to turn up the desktop volume. Okay.
There you go.
So desktop volume is up. And yes, so here, we're going to play this so you can hear it. Listen to when they say the S's.
3 tonight.
My dad goes on snail hunts too. He doesn't like to use pesticides.
Not organic.
Right.
Right? You hear that?
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard that a couple of times, and I'm just like, you can see in the scene that there's like no microphones on them, so it had to have been a boom mic. But a boom mic is kept like right out,
really high. Yeah.
So it's like if my camera can like go to like here, so maybe there's like that much space between. So it's like I could put a boom mic right there, and it would be completely out of frame, and you would still be able to hear me. It's kind of like with this. It's not directly in frame in front of my mouth. I can have it down here, and you can still
like
hear
mine
me.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and you can still hear it perfectly fine. So it's like, it's making me wonder, snail hunt. Like, I don't even know if that sounded different, right? Like when I said snail hunt, did it make that heavy S sound that made?
Not the same as the movie. So I also feel that's the quality back from back then. It didn't like upgrade it.
But at the same time, think about like all the other audio. All the other audio is perfectly fine. Besides like the weird music, which they fucking recorded the entire thing on a fucking Casio. It's only when they say S's and in certain scenes that it's super heavy, and it's just like, holy fuck, it's distorting. It sounds like they did like pickup audio. They did some ADR because fucking what's his face, Roger Corman's like, no, it's gotta be done right now. It's gotta be done now. And then
gotta pump that out.
Yeah. So they were just like, all right, just fucking take someone in the back and put the fucking microphone up against their mouth and have them say their fucking lines. And then they did it. Because like that's what happened with Linda, because she was hired. I think she was supposed to be a different role, but a modeling job came up, so she had to take like this lesser role. And then, or no, it might have been Brink. It might have been Brink. No, wait. Yeah,
A movie
that's
Brink?
Linda. That's Linda. Linda's played by that Brinky Stevens or whatever the fuck her name is. So yeah, so she was sent out to like the school parking lot with the sound guy and a boom mic and just like did her scream into a mic for like 45 minutes. And
Really?
that's where she developed like her scream just by doing that, and then that's what they use. So I'm wondering if to save time after whoever finished filming their scenes, they just sent people away with the sound guy who was like, just hold the fucking thing to your face and say that and everything. And that's the thing that just fucking bothers me, because you're in the movie and then it's just like fucking ear rape. Like,
Ear
and you're like,
yeah.
what is going on right
What
now?
the fuck is happening?
Where are we? Got fucking hair. I took a shower and now I got like no fucking stuff. Like it won't stay over.
Use your headphone.
What?
Use the headphone.
That's what I keep trying to do, and then it falls through. Okay, so we are up to Mr. Constant. He bends down to kill his 54th snail.
Who the fuck counts that shit?
Apparently this fucking psychopath. I'm assuming this is the 59th of the 54th of the night that he's doing, and not just like in general, because if it's 54 in general, that doesn't seem like that you have a snail problem that you need to be going around killing them.
Yeah, it sounds like you are just a problem.
As he bends down, Thorn drills into his neck, killing him. Not surprised that people didn't hear him scream. I'm surprised that they didn't hear the drill.
That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, when he screamed, I believe... No, they weren't doing the blender yet. When he screams, they're playing music, so I'm not surprised they didn't hear it. But the torque on that thing, going in, you would have thought they would have at least heard that. Because at least with that, you're like...
more splatter.
Right? But like, at least with that, you would have been like, what the fuck is that noise? You know, like, you shouldn't be hearing a power drill at whatever time o'clock they're fucking doing this.
Yeah.
But no, he gets drilled through the neck and nobody heard it. Never mind. Neil hears it and Jeff says he heard nothing and has an idea, and they both run off screen. So the two guys that are right next to the garage where the dude just was, both did not hear him scream and did not hear the power drill enough to be like, we should probably go investigate. Now hot Jackie is reading the newspaper in a beautiful
every other
90.
movie they investigate shit they have no business investigating.
Yeah, this is like they have shit to investigate and they're like, nah, we're good. We don't need to. Jackie's reading a newspaper about a boy that fell down a sewer when Diane throws the logs that she just collected down on the sleeping bag. Kim is not pleased about that, probably because it's her sleeping bag that she dropped them on. And then Denise pretty much orders Jackie to read the horoscopes. Maybe Denise can't read. Jackie already knows. Jackie already knows to start with Denise's zodiac sign. The girls start getting cold, so Trish goes to close the window and spots Thorn peeking in from like around a corner by the window. She asks Denise if she closed the garage door when she came back in, but you know Denise.
You know Denise.
So Trish says she has to go check it, but Denise says she'll go with her. She checks the window again for her peeping Tom and is scared by the Barbie being jammed into the window covered in blood. So this is a little confusing.
Where it kind of gets confusing. Yeah, it gets kind of confusing.
Like, I still don't believe that I still don't believe that Thorn stole it. I still believe that the neighbor took it, and when Thorn killed the neighbor,
that was his opportunity to do some weird fucking shit.
Yeah, especially since we just saw him there. So yeah, I think it was him. Denise tells her it's probably just the boys messing around and they should go check the garage.
Boys will be boys.
The door to the garage was shut, but not locked. Yeah. Wait, what did I say?
I said you're a garage, but it's okay because I was fucking about.
Yeah. No, I thought I didn't say garage. The door was shut. The door to the garage and the garage door were both shut. But the garage door itself, like the uppy downy door, was unlocked.
The uppy downy door?
Yeah, I don't. Well, because there's that. Would you call that a door?
No.
Because there's another door that they come in. So like, what would you call that? But it's the garage door. But the door that they walked in is also the garage door.
Yeah, technically. You're not wrong. It's just it's trying to be the way you were saying
so that's why one is a open and shut. The other one is an uppy down. But yeah, unfortunately, the lights don't turn on. They shut and lock everything up. But after they go, yeah, the lights don't work.
Okay.
They shut everything off in the dark, and then they leave, and after they go out the open and closed door, someone snuck in, and you stand up and you see a shadow. At first didn't know if that was Thorn or Jeff and Neil. I didn't know. Later on, you realize that it was Jeff and Neil that snuck in, but you only see the shadow of a single person. That's why it got confusing. Valerie is sitting at the table reading her book. Oh yeah, we're going back to Valerie for some reason. She's sitting at the table reading her magazine and hears police sirens in the distance. After checking the window looking for the sirens, she heads upstairs to get her Playboy back from Courtney. They have a weird interaction, and I'm still very confused at how old Courtney is supposed to be. She's looking at Playgirl, so she's looking at, she's checking out men's dicks, but at the same time she's like, ew,
Sylvester
gross.
Stallone cock.
But it's like at the same time she's like, ew, that's gross. So it's like, I don't fucking get it. She looks like she's 20, but she's talking like a 10-year-old and occasionally acts like one. Valerie brings up her beating off boys in the 5th grade, and she gets upset about it, asking if she told her mom about it, and Valerie says that she just made the whole thing up. And then Courtney calls her a liar and starts hitting her with the pillow and tells her that she hates her and I'll get you back for this. It's whatever. I was confused because, and I'm still not completely sure, I didn't know if when she's like, oh, you were beating off boys in 5th grade, that she was talking about she was jerking off boys in the 5th grade.
No, I don't think it was that, but like, I said that, I was like, that's the poor choice of fucking words, the way they're using that.
Or it was like, oh man, you're gonna beat those boys off with a stick, if it was something like that.
Yeah, like it was like, it's like we all could take that very differently.
But it's like the fact that she got so mad. At first, I thought she was talking about like, oh, you were beating him off with a stick. But I think based on how angry she got and how she was like, did you tell mom that? Yeah, I think she was
tell mom you're beating off dicks in the back of fucking class. Like,
yeah, I think that's what that was, which is weird because it's like you were beating off boys in the 5th grade. How old are you in 5th grade?
Back in the day, you know what they used to say back in the day? You know, if you put it in the stink, it wasn't really sex.
No, but like my whole thing is, okay, this
used to do weird shit like that. They used to be like the jerk off monsters.
No, but it's like
bitches are walking around high school looking like fucking Popeye.
But no, it's like she was, but that's high school. This is she's saying that like she was doing this
I don't think she
grade.
was talking about. I don't think that I'm really hoping they weren't talking about that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. How old is she supposed to be?
Oh yeah, they don't really specify.
You know, because it's like if the rumor was, oh, back in 5th grade you were jerking off boys in like the bathroom or something like that, and your sister started it. Are you now in the 6th grade? How old are you supposed to be?
How old are you? Are you making the assumption that I'm older than I should be, or like was this like last year?
But it's like, because it's like, again, the girl looks like she's 20, but she's acting like a fucking 10-year-old. So I don't she's like, ew, that's good. She like, when they show like, oh, he's a veterinarian and he wants to do this, and it shows like his butt as he's cooking, and she's like, ew, that's gross. You were just looking at it. You were just looking at it. What are you doing? Oh! It really was back in the fucking, I hate calling it the olden times, because then it makes us really old.
Yes, bro, it does. Don't do that. All right. I got the kid at fucking work calls me. It's like, oh, hey, old man. And I told him, I'm gonna fucking deck you. I will deck you where we are at now.
I will fucking
This job is not worth you say yes. Listen, there's a lot of tools in this shop, and this job isn't worth you calling me fucking old.
He's just like, yeah, okay. If you can catch me, you can do that. And you're like, motherfucker.
Oh, I can definitely catch him. Oh, I will catch him. Listen, if you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Listen, he ain't dodging a ball.
But yeah, it's like back in the day, man, people look old. Even when they were young, they look fucking old. And it's like, I think that's what we're getting right now. I think this girl is actually supposed to be young, but because it's the fucking 80s, she looks fucking accepted. Rough. It's like, oh, well, you know, 13 in the 80s is really like 47, you know? It's like, that's what you're gonna look like. And it's like, all right. But yeah, so, you know, she hits her, she fucking, I'm gonna get you for this. Cut to Denise. She sneaks away to talk to her boyfriend on the phone. Trish, Kim, and Jackie go on another phone, and they're listening in and laughing as they, you know, she calls them like baby names and has intimate conversations. That's weird. The conversation.
What, you in front of your friends?
No. The conversation that she's having with them, that it's like, that's like, she's talking, I have a feeling they're either talking about her sucking his dick or fucking.
Oh,
she's like,
God, yes. I think, no, like, my assumption is, I think it's oral, because I don't think, I don't know. So you're right. It could be both ways.
Right. And it's like, she's new to it. It's like, it's not that, but it's just like, I've never had conversations like that.
Conversation.
Ever.
I've had it's an awkward conversation.
Ever. That seems super weird, especially having that conversation at your friend's house.
But it also lends me to think that she's also so new to it that she is relatively young.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. But thankfully, that whole awkward conversation is done because the power goes out. They giggle and then head to the garage.
Giggle.
I'm assuming, I think they're giggling because they figure it's just the guys fucking around. So
Which
they
is
go
a poor assumption.
Yeah, so they go to the garage to turn the power back on because that's where the breaker box is. They walk around to the garage. So now we're getting an actual like full-on view of, they go out the back door, they got a nice pool, and then it heads to into the garage. Jeff is hiding behind a box, and I'm assuming that's probably the shadow we saw before.
Oh.
Because he jumps out and is all like, because she's like, oh, there's fuses missing, and then he jumps out and is like, "Wah!" And then she fucking, I don't know what she fucking hits him in the face with. I don't know if it was like Jackie hitting him with the flashlight, or Kim, whoever, or if someone else hit him with something, but he gets hit in the face and he goes down, and then Neil comes out and goes, we're only trying to play a joke, and it's like, it's not fucking funny, dude. Also, it's the 80s. It's the 80s. Should they, like, the flame on that lighter was hella fucking big. Should they have been walking around with that giant ass flame though, with that Aquanet 80s hair?
Oh god, no. Oh, the Aquanet. Right? Oh geez, the Aquanet.
Because Jackie's hair is like fucking out there, and she's just walking around with this fucking flame that's like this, just fucking
waiting
high.
To go up like a fucking tinder.
Turning around, it's like, hold on, I can. It's like, what are you doing? What the fuck? Your hair is gonna fucking ploof. So yeah, Jeff jumps out, scares him. He gets clocked in the face. Neil gives the girls back the missing fuses. They put it back in. They head inside. The garage door is not locked anymore. We cut back to fucking Valerie again, doing homework when she hears the trash get knocked over again. So even though she was terrified before, she just fucking walks right outside and heads over to the knocked over cans while also checking the swings. She's scared by Courtney, and we get like the most slow motion tussle like I've seen in a horror film. It's like, okay, you on the ground, okay, now I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do this.
It was the worst choreography. Fucking it seemed like they weren't really into it. They were afraid to like do it and get hurt.
Courtney has a dull knife, which, like, don't do that. Yeah, she jokes like, you know, Valerie's like, you know, what are you doing with this? Someone could have gotten hurt, and Courtney's all like, well, it's dull.
It doesn't matter. It's a blunt object at that point.
Don't do that. Like, that's not even me putting on my dad hat and being like, I'm very disappointed in you. That's unsafe. It's like, no, it's just that is just generally like super unsafe. Don't do that. Someone could get hurt. Also, don't run with scissors. Like,
flames with Aquanet.
John Minor, being the fucking cock that he is sitting out in his car, fucking beeping his horn like an asshole to get Diane to come out. I know we don't have cell phones at this point, but like, what the fuck, man? Get out of the car and knock on the door. That infuriates me. I have never been that guy that just sits there and honk, honk. I've never done that. That is such a fucking dick thing to do, because you're getting that person's attention, but you're also getting everyone else's fucking attention. Just get out of the fucking car and knock on the goddamn door. Oh, I fucking hate it. I hate it when people do that now, and we have fucking cell phones. Call or text.
Text somebody. You don't need to fucking be honking.
Why are you honking the horn? So yeah, he's a dick. He's honking the horn. Diane comes out. She tells him she can't leave, but to park the car in the garage. So she opens up the garage because it's
parking in her garage, she says.
And as he pulls in, she shuts the thing again to lock it again. And we all know what that means. It's probably where the killer's gonna get it.
Probably where you're going to die.
We, unfortunately, again, cut back to Valerie and Courtney. Why do we keep going back to these fucking people? They are so fucking boring. They're not doing anything. They both look like they're fucking senior citizens.
It starts to lose me.
Neither one of them get naked. It's, why are we here? There's no reason for us to fucking be here. At least when they cut to like the girls in the other house and they're not doing anything, even though they're not fucking like naked, at least they're fun to like look at the stupid things that they're doing. Like they're making fun of like Diane and the conversation and everything. When we cut back over to Valerie, it's like, oh my fucking God. It's like you just made the fucking thing come to a complete fucking halt. Like no one cares about Valerie and her stupid fucking sister Courtney. Like no one fucking cares.
Terrible.
But Valerie's doing Courtney's hair now while she's fucking applying makeup looking like a fucking $2 whore. Courtney berates her that she better not mess up her hair.
Yeah, sweetie, I was like, bitch, I'm doing your hair for you. No, like,
I'm gonna let this girl know the deal. Your hairstyle is dog shit. Whatever is done to your hair will be 1,000 times better than whatever fucking bullshit fucking haircut you had originally. Courtney asked Trish about the party and if she was invited, and she was like, yeah, I was invited. I didn't want to go because I'm taking care of you. And if there are any boys over there, Valerie says that there are always boys around Trish and Diane. Me? Yow. Call girls a slut without actually calling them sluts. Like, oh, are there boys around? Yeah, there are always boys around Trish and Diane. Always, but it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, the shower scene was weird enough where you're like, oh, well, she thinks she's into her?
I know.
She might be into her too. But
and they
then you're
don't.
here.
Yes, they don't explain anything.
But then here, she's basically calling Trish a slut. And I'm just like, what is going on right now? Like, Val, put your fucking claws away. Like, you are not making any moves. You don't know?
Catty.
Like, fucking calm down. Courtney says they should crash the party, and Valerie changes the subject, saying her hairstyle isn't working. No shit. So she'll try something different. And then in a completely weird twist, Courtney tells her sister to make her look like her. And I'm like, whatever, man. Your fucking sister looks like she's stoned out of her fucking mind.
Yeah.
She's attractive. She looks like she is fucking blitzed and not even there.
She's gone.
Diane and John Miner are making, I love that I just keep calling him by his full name, John Miner.
John Miner.
Even as I was writing the shit up, John Miner. Diane and John Miner are making out in the garage in his car.
Like the name, that's what it is.
The rest of the girls are in the kitchen with Jeff and Neil. The girls are talking about sports ball while the fellas just stare at their asses.
A fucking sports ball.
They keep talking about some sports game, but I don't know what fucking sports game. They just go, did you see the game? What game?
Oh, the
Football?
baseball game.
Was it
It's
sports
the
ball?
baseball game.
Sports ball. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Football, baseball, basketball, fuck it. It's sports ball. They're talking about sports ball. And yeah, so the girls are talking about sports ball while the fellas are just staring at their asses. Jeff tells Trish he needs to put something on his eye, and she's like, well, doesn't steak usually work or something? Because he's gonna get a shiner. She checks the freezer for steak, and she's like, I don't have any steak.
But I got 2 hot dogs.
Oh, we don't even talk about the hot dogs yet. She's like, I'll see if I got something. And then we cut back to Diane's bare titty. It's just fucking nipple, just bam, and just getting her fucking nipple rubbed and shit. And it's like, okay, that's a weird like cut to. It would have been cool if like, cause it was jarring. It was like, oh, we don't have that, and then boom, titty, and everything. It would have been cool if there was something in the scene that like looked like a titty, or at least was like kind of like shaped like a titty, and then like it cut to it where it was like, oh, fucking titty.
I do like
this is just like, ha ha ha, yeah, we need that tits, and it's like, okay, so he's rubbing on her titties.
We here with this script that's getting boring as we go along.
So he's John Miner's rubbing on her tit, and she tells him to put the brakes on this. This isn't the right time or place to be doing this. He's all about it and is trying. He's not about putting the brakes on. He wants to get laid, and kind of feels like he's forcing the issue. And
he is forcing the issue.
She's worried.
No does not mean no to these fuckers.
Yeah, she's worried the girls are gonna walk in. So he's like, well, why don't we just go over to my house? My parents won't be around till later tonight. And Diane is like, all right. So it's like I think it's like she's down to fuck. She just doesn't want to get walked in on.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, whatever.
She's
so
a little bit uncomfortable about things.
Yeah. So she leaves to go talk to the girls in the kitchen, leaving John Miner alone in the garage with ominous music playing. So I'm assuming it's at this point like he's probably gonna fucking get killed. Trish is trying to rub hot dogs in Jeff's eye as a replacement for steak. And it's just like 2 fucking wieners just poking him in the fucking eye.
Poking him in the fucking eye. He's like, I don't know about this.
It's so fucking funny. Trish asks Diane where Mr. Right is. Diane tells her that they're gonna go out and pick up some beer. Trish knows that this is just like code for she's gonna go have sex, and she's like, is it all right if like I go get beer? You know, I will be back.
You don't gotta ask me.
Yeah, she's like, you don't need to. She's like, you don't need to ask me permission. And it's like, all right, that's. This is
you're trying to be, it's your little party. You're trying to be like polite.
Yeah,
this is a dick.
This is where Trish, like, once Diane and John Miner kissed that first time after school, not like the first time we've seen them kiss.
Yeah.
But like after school, it's like the character of Diane
progressively got worse.
No, she had to change. Like, she wasn't a bitch. I think she was just a bitch because it was kind of like the slumber party was supposed to be for like the original clique of friends.
Yeah.
And she doesn't
they didn't want the other
there.
chick there. Yeah.
And she feels she's probably jealous of Valerie because Valerie is more attractive than her. And we've now already seen that she's unsure of herself, like sexually, especially with like a guy that she likes. She wants to make sure that she's doing things the right way and that like he's enjoying it,
or be the experienced one.
Yeah. So it's like when she's like, "Hey, we're gonna go get beer," is that like okay? I'm gonna come back. It's just like I'm gonna leave for a little while. And this is like
I just need to go get my bell rang.
Yeah, this is Trish becoming kind of a bitch, and she's all like, you don't have to ask permission, and then she's like, okay, and leaves, and she's like, oh, so much for the good old days. And I'm like,
Yeah, then you
What the
should have
fuck?
said something. I hate people that do that.
You said no dudes. She wants to get her pussy eaten, and like, you know, every one of those
You're
girls in there wants to
cock-blocking.
get fucked. Like, what? Like,
Cock-blocking.
you told Mark earlier in the day
Pussy
that you'll
blocking.
see him later. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't. It's
Exactly.
whatever. This is
Good
this
for
is
that
where,
goose is good for the gander, son.
Yeah, this is where like good girl Trish kind of seems more like a bitch. So that happens. She doesn't need permission. Diane tells her she'll be back. She heads back into the garage. John Minor is waiting in the driver's seat when Diane gets in and goes for a kiss. He just loses his head. Dad joke. He was decapitated. Diane freaks out. Diane freaks out screaming, and her screams aren't heard because they're using the blender. She starts honking the horn, and they can't seem to hear the horn being honked in the room that's 20 feet away from them. She accidentally turns on the headlights, and this reveals Thorne standing in front of the car. She freaks out more, screaming, and tries to get away. He breaks the window to the car and goes, I'm gonna get you. She jumps out and doesn't seem to know how to open a fucking door. So he runs and stops her, gets her cornered in the thing, and then she is killed off screen. God damn it.
Like I said, like it was said, most of the women when are killed off screen, the men are on, which is fine.
Yep. Yeah, it's whatever. Courtney is looking out the window, and Valerie joins her, asking what she's doing. Courtney tells her she heard a car horn and some screaming. So this is where we're gonna stop, people. We are stopping right now. Let me get this straight. This teenage girl standing inside of her house next to a closed window. These are one of those like
big ass windows.
They're not like the open windows, right? These are just, it's a plate of glass. These windows do not open. She's standing by that window inside her house on the second floor. Inside her house, closed window. Past her yard, through a tree line, into the neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
Into Trisha's house. Past Trisha's house to the garage that is closed. She heard the horn and the screaming, but the people inside the fucking house didn't hear shit. How? That is shitty, stupid writing. What the fuck? If you were gonna do shit like that, then
the movie
then
would
the
have
houses
been a lot shorter.
No, there are ways to get around it. They could have had like the music blasting or something, or no, because like if the music was blasting, then they would have heard the music too, and that shit would have. It's like that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and it's one of those things that I'm just sitting there. I'm like, how the fuck does this teenager fucking hear this shit? But the people inside don't. And wait, that's the other thing. Is Courtney supposed to be a teenager?
I don't. You can't tell with any of them.
I don't know, because Valerie should be 18, but would she be in junior high? Or a freshman in high school?
I don't know.
I don't.
All of these things are very, very like gray areas in these type of movies. They don't give you any of that because they're just banking on titties and kills.
And I'm fine with titties and kills. Give me more titties.
But
give me more kills.
Yes. That's like those shitty porns where like the pizza man comes to the door. It ain't fucking gonna do anything. That's just a whacking thing. There's no story behind that. It makes no sense. I don't know. I've had a lot of women to deliver me pizzas, and none of them have been like, hey, let's start fucking, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So it's fucking weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, it's making me like the angry punchy fucking guy from last one. And I don't want to be angry punchy guy, but it's these little nitpicky things that like, it just doesn't make sense that this girl from, it might as well be down the fucking block, can hear what's going on, but the people that are literally 20 feet away can't hear a fucking car horn blasting inside the garage. Like, it's whatever. Valerie writes it off as them just playing games. Sure. Pizza's here. Trish goes to grab some money. And while the guys,
and he has no eyes.
Yeah, the guys go to the door and ask how much. The guy says $6 for a large pizza. I miss the good old days when pizza wasn't fucking so expensive. Meanwhile, Kim calls the coach, who apparently her name is Miss Jana, planned by, I think it's Pamela Roy Lance, to find out.
I'm terrible at names.
Yeah, to find out how a sports team on last night's game scored 6 runs. The
whole movie, it's like a running fucking joke almost. They keep on,
they are fucking determined to figure out.
Find out what the score was.
Well, not even the score. They know what the score was. They want to know how they scored 6 runs.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure a newspaper would have that information.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day, they would write the play-by-play of like how things happen. But they are super fucking invested in finding out how this happened, so they got to call the coach, because apparently the coach would know. And it's like, oh. And I mean, she does. They go, "Did you watch the game?" She's like, "Of course I watched the game." Well, how do we get these 6 runs? And then she starts going into it. While they're going into it, thankfully, we don't need to fucking listen to that stuff. Trish comes back with the money, and it's so weird. One, seeing people with like regular cash. I haven't seen like
like
cash,
actual cash in their hand.
But the fact that it's like, well, it's $6, and they're like, okay, well, I have 4 here. Okay, you have this. Okay, give me the 2.
And then he's like,
you
well,
take this 10.
here's your 10.
And I'm like,
so
could you
like,
imagine?
So how much did you give them for those pizzas?
$6 for the pizza, $4 tip. That's a good fucking tip.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, it made it sound like you were shortchanging the girls.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like, just give him this 10 and everything. So, but yeah, that's like
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a good tip on a $6 fucking pizza. So what happened? Yeah, so she gives them the money. They open the door and the dude is sitting there missing his eyes. He falls into the house dead, and Jeff, like a true fucking Chad, fucking grabs his legs and drags it in so they can close the door.
I said to myself, why wouldn't you pull it the opposite way out of the house and then close the door? Why put it into the house?
You would absolutely 100% get you, your family, and everyone else killed.
By pulling the guy out of the house?
You have to go out of the house to pull the guy out of the house. He fell into... No, you do.
You throw his body out.
Are you kidding? So what? Wait. So what you're telling me?
You pick up the top half.
Shut up.
And then you push him out the window.
Shut up.
Use your goddamn imagination.
No, I am going to use my goddamn imagination. So what you're telling me is this guy just fell face first into your house, right?
You pick up the other half.
No, what you're going to do is now lift up dead weight from the heaviest part and try to flip him out of the house instead of just grabbing his legs and yank him in.
How many people were in that room? How many people were in that room?
They're all girls that aren't athletic.
They were on the fucking basketball team. They were athletic.
The basketball team. You saw that is more about titty jiggling than playing basketball.
Listen, they got upper arm strength. They know what they're doing.
No, they have upper chest strength. They do not have upper arm strength. Okay.
The smartest. You push the fucking top half back.
The smartest.
Roll his ass out.
No. The smartest thing you do is you immediately grab
in the house.
You immediately grab the legs, drag it in, slam the door. You have to do less just pulling legs in and shutting the door than lifting him up from the heaviest part of his dead body and trying to get him out. Your other option is what you're going to go outside, grab him and drag him out. Now you're outside and going to get killed. Fuck no. You drag it in, you shut the door, you leave him in a fucking corner and you go, we'll deal with that later. No. You're a guy's like, no, hold on. Don't close the door. Don't close the door. I have to lift from, I gotta use my knees. I gotta use my knees. I gotta get proper stance. And no. You grab the legs, you pull it in, you slam the fucking door, you throw a fucking towel on it, and you go, all right, it's fucking, we'll worry about that after we figure out why the fuck there's a dead pizza guy at my door. Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
All right, rant's over. Let's go. Let's finish this.
I can't wait to try to fucking balance that audio.
Oh, I know. The yelling.
Okay, so yeah, so he falls in, dead, blah, blah, blah. The girls are screaming. Coach Jana asks if this is a joke when the line goes dead. As they try to call the cops, Thorne cuts the phone line. That
of course.
That didn't look like a phone line.
First off, yes. And then on top of that, why wouldn't he been electrocuted? Those weren't rubber handles.
Yeah.
They were just regular snips.
So it's like, it's whatever. Coach Jana calls Valerie to check on them and decides to drive over to the house to check on them herself when Valerie is just like, nah, I'm good. And it's like, all right, now Valerie's back to being a boring bitch, whatever. But Jeff made absolutely 100% the right decision to make sure that door gets closed as fast as humanly possible so they can lock the door.
Damn right.
Jeff comes up with a plan to lock all doors and windows, close the blinds, and turn off as many lights as they can. It seems like it's a good starter plan,
but fails quickly.
Yeah, because as Jeff and Neil are making sure that whatever room they're in is secure, Jeff tells Neil that they got to do something to help the girls. Neil says they should make a run for it to get help and that Valerie lives next door, so they could just run over to her house and get some help. Jeff, on the other hand, worries that they won't make it. So Neil tells him that they should split up. One, this way,
Every horror film that does this always end the same way.
Well, it wouldn't have if what happens next didn't fucking happen. Neil says that they should split up so that at least if one of them is caught, at least the other one can try to get away. And then they look into each other's eyes and they start making out. They don't do that, but it sure as shit seemed like that's what they were gonna fucking do.
They were close, bro. They were close. Like they got incredibly emotional, very close.
I was sitting there like, kiss him, do it.
It looks like what it was gonna happen.
The teens arm themselves with knives, and Jeff and Neil try to make a run to get help. Jeff is going through the back door through the garage to get to Mr. Contan's house, while Neil is gonna go through the front door and go to Valerie's house. Jeff gets to the garage door and it's stuck. He hears some wood creaking, and then Diane's body comes swinging down with a drill hole in her forehead. Apparently that's how she died. Freaking out and looking like he's about to start fucking crying, Thorne comes up behind him and drills straight into his shoulder. I don't know how that's supposed to kill him, but whatever. While this is going on, Neil makes a break. The
weapon in this is a terrible fucking weapon, so.
Yeah. Neil makes a break for Valerie's house and gets to the front door, but apparently she doesn't hear him banging on the front door as she's blasting some shitty fucking movie and Courtney's on the phone upstairs. I personally, if I'm banging on that door and no one's answering, I would take a fucking rock, throw it through the fucking window.
No, yes.
You can hear someone inside making a shit ton of fucking noise. Fuck that.
You know
I'm throwing a fucking rock through your window, so you have to come and be like, what the fuck? And they're like,
oh man,
dead.
people dying. Come help me.
Here's the thing, though. You can see that Valerie can hear his screams for help.
What do you mean?
When she's watching the movie, you can hear bang, bang, bang. Valerie, please open up. And while it's happening, she's watching TV. You hear that, and she looks over at it, and then she looks back to the TV.
Oh,
she fucking heard him. She heard him banging on the phone. No, I think it was on purpose. I think it was because they talk shit about her in the locker room, so she's like, fuck that, I don't care. Because on top of that, think about it. The coach just called her and be like, hey, something happened over there. Like, I need you to check on it. And she's like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Nah,
and then someone's banging on your door screaming for help. So that goes on for a little bit. And then finally she's like, ugh, and gets up. She walks to the door. But as she's walking towards the door, Thorne is running towards Neil. Yeah. So Neil lunges at Thorne to try to stab him. And they somehow magically roll out of the way of the door. But they're still fighting. They're still making noise. How do you not hear it? She just looks straight out like that one area with like fucking blinders on.
Talking about, blinders.
She's like, no one's there. And instead of like opening the door to be like, hello, and like hearing what's going on, she just looks out the window and then turns around and goes back to her movie that she has set to like the volume to like up to a fucking 100. Why the fuck was that TV so loud? Why was that TV so fucking loud? Like it was
because
loud.
You gotta make sure you can't hear the killer.
But it was loud for us watching a movie. A movie within a movie was so fucking loud. I was like, Jesus Christ, please turn the fucking volume down. I don't know if that's just me being old or if it's like a legit thing where it's like, no,
I don't know. I'm almost deaf, so
yeah.
I listen to everything.
I didn't hear it loud.
Everything's loud in my house. Yes.
Neil loses his fight and is stabbed to death. Thorne picks up his body and brings him back to the garage and starts counting his kills. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then gets pissed because the 5th one isn't there. Jeff is already crawling by the pool to the back of the house. The girls inside are still in their pajamas. I don't know why they're still in their pajamas. I would have assumed that at some point they would have gotten dressed. It's kind of weird. And like I said earlier, I know Corman was handing down notes that there was more nudity, but I don't see how you can get any more nudity. Yeah. There's 15 minutes left. Unless Jackie's just gonna be like, I'm angry, I'm gonna die, and like whips her titties out or something. Off,
yeah.
Like there's no more nudity. So why there's people dying, and the 2 guys that just left for help haven't come back. The phone line's been cut. You're still sitting there in your fucking underwear. Why are you still in your fucking underwear? But like, at least, okay, Jackie is straight up in a nightie.
Yeah.
Trish is wearing a baseball shirt. So all she has to do is throw on a pair of pants. And Kim is wearing a basketball jersey. All she's got to do is put her pants back on. Like, that's all they have to do. And I also think, not Kim. I think Trish is still wearing the same underwear from the like beginning of the movie.
Yeah. When the hell did she change?
So that underwear is still dirty as shit. So you change it to something completely different.
Extra death sweating.
Yeah. So it's all hella gross. I don't like it. It's disgusting. But this is why I love Jack. All right, because Jackie's arm is getting tired of just sitting there holding a knife. That's such fucking lazy fucking energy. But both her and Kim are getting hungry, so they decide to get the pizza from the dead pizza boy. Kim comments that his body is cold.
Fucking Jackie's badass goes, hey, you hungry? I was like, what?
Yeah.
She did not just say that.
Jackie is hot, scantily dressed, and she knows her priorities. because when Kim goes, the pizza boy's body is cold. She straight up asks, well, is the pizza cold?
Yeah, well, is the pizza fucking cold?
But when the other girls look at her and are like, oh, come on, man. Jackie just goes, well, life goes on, and just takes the pizza and starts fucking eating it.
Fucking eating it.
I'm like,
you know, it's not that bad.
This chick knows her fucking priorities. Jeff is whimpering at the back door, and the girls go to check on him and then stop because they think it might be a trap. Probably was a trap. Thorne approaches, and then Jeff finally finds his voice, and he screams for help as he's being drilled to death. His blood starts to pour into the house from under the door, causing the girls to freak out and run away. Up to the coach driving over to the house. We don't need this scene.
No,
it's
there's a lot of scenes that are unnecessary.
It's another useless scene of just someone in a car. It's like that fucking movie Super Hot, where they're just in a car. Like, why is she we don't need it. No one gives a shit. Just show when you don't even show her like arriving to the house, because it's like she's driving, and then it cuts to Valerie again, and she's looking for her sister and spots her walking over to Trisha's house. So she like goes to go get her. Courtney goes over and is about to knock on the door when she sees Valerie coming through the fucking tree line, so she runs and hides. Valerie knocks on the door and calls out for Trish, but nobody answers. She then decides to just walk around to the back of the house, apparently still never running into Courtney. Jackie, now upstairs in Trish's bedroom, says that they have to go get her and let her in. They run downstairs, and when she opens the front door, she gets her throat slashed open by Thorne. Yeah. I'm assuming the thing that slashed her was like the pilot bit at the front of the drill.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I mean. That when he drags it across them, I'm like, this isn't really one of those really sharp.
I don't
that, you know, it's more of like you would have to do a stabbing motion more to get more effective. I was like, this is kind of stupid. But
her throat slashed, and of course, the one chick in the entire movie that I would want to see naked gets killed and never gets naked.
Never gets naked.
That's a fucking ripoff. Anyway, the girls run back to Trish's bedroom and barricade the doors, so I don't think they ever shut the front door when they ran out.
They don't shut anything.
So it's like, all right, whatever. They run back up to Trish's bedroom. They barricade the door. Valerie is now at the back door. Still hasn't found her sister, but finds blood on the door and the steps. Courtney now sneaks up out of nowhere and scares her. Courtney says she wants to go home. It's boring and nothing is happening. But Valerie's suspicious that they aren't answering the door and everything is dark. She specifically says that it's suspicious that it's dark. And no one is answering the door. But it's not suspicious finding blood on the floor and a bloody handprint on the door. That's not suspicious.
I don't know how they wrote this fucking thing.
Did Thorne like kill the neighbor and then power wash the driveway
floors? Yeah,
he killed all those people inside the garage. You didn't step in anything sticky. Fucking
slip a little bit on some random blood.
Jeff just army crawled his way to the door, which means there would be a trail of blood. You didn't see any of that. The thing that you find suspicious is that no one is answering the door and it's dark. That's fucking stupid. This is where like the comedy has to this has to be the comedy aspect that they're talking about.
The whole movie's fucking hot, a comedy aspect, but we digress.
Valerie goes back to the front door to try again and finds it unlocked, while Courtney is in the backyard, and we get thunder and lightning, so I guess now it's gonna rain. That's going to be the new thing. Kim and Trish hear Valerie calling out, and Kim wants to go to her, but Trish reminds her of what just happened with Jackie, and if she came with help, they'll find them. Kim worries that Thorne might find her, but Trish goes full heel now and goes, what if her and the killer are friends? Bitch, it's your neighbor. Like, you know this. Whatever. Fuck you, Trish. Thorne unexpectedly, but kind of expectedly, enters into the bedroom through a window, and during the fight with the girls, they're throwing shit at him, but he manages to disarm Kim, but they knock him out.
What?
They're stumbling and fumbling to get this fucking door open.
Yeah.
But you see, you just said that they're athletic. You said that, well, they play basketball.
So they have upper body strength. Doors are difficult for some people.
They can't move a fucking bookshelf that has nothing on it. And you expect them to fucking lift a dead body up from the heaviest fucking part? Not gonna fucking happen. Thorne gets up because apparently he's like Michael Myers and stabs Kim in the stomach. Trish takes off running. Oh, she didn't give two shits about. She's like deuces and fucking runs out of the fucking room. She goes and hides somewhere. Valerie is looking for her sister fucking again. Thorne follows a noise to a bathroom where he stares at his bloody face in the mirror. Kind of fucking weird.
Yes.
Valerie finds
He's a fucking psycho.
Valerie finds Courtney playing dead in the yard and tells her that they need to lock up and then head home because nothing's happening and nobody's home. You're at the house. The
There's
door's
very
open.
much something's happening. Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening.
How do you not hear the screaming, the power drills, the glass breaking? I mean, is she deaf? Is she you? Like,
I would have fucking heard that.
Like, I don't fucking get it. It's kind of like, well, the wind blew the sound that way, and we're over on this way. Like, come on, man. Courtney and Valerie enter Trish's house. Valerie says they probably took the party somewhere else, or they've been fucking killed because you just found fucking blood on the goddamn door, and they're screaming. Whatever. Fucking whatever. Valerie's a fucking piece of shit too.
Dumbasseries.
Courtney says that they should raid the fridge because apparently that's a thing that people want to do. I don't fucking know. Whatever. He opens the fridge and we see Kim's body in there. She doesn't see Kim's body, but we see Kim's body.
She closed that thing like 5 fucking times.
You see, like,
how did the body not drop out of the fucking thing the first time? It just kind of slides back in. Or is that what you're gonna say?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Again, this movie is like 70 minutes long, 73, something like that. It was supposed to be a 90-minute mark. There's a whole bunch of scenes in this that we have both said there's no fucking reason for any of this bullshit to be here. Especially
fucking minutes.
Especially a lot of the shit with the coach. Like, no one gives a shit. The coach should be like a fucking
throwaway character.
It should have been like a Dr. Loomis character. You see him in the beginning. It's like,
a few more other times, and then that's it.
And then maybe the shit with Pam where she doesn't know how to put in a fucking peephole. But then that should be it. Or you see her at there, and then they call her. The line goes dead, and then that's it. That's what we should be getting. Instead, it just keeps going, and it doesn't make sense. Now we're at this point. How did Thorne move the barricade, carry Kim's body downstairs, empty the racks out of the fridge, stuff her in there, then head back upstairs to stare at himself in the mirror and then continue to look for Trish? How? The more logical thing would be that before he went outside to then go through their window to kill Kim and try to get her, that he put Jackie's body in the refrigerator. Okay, and that's a scene that you can show that would make sense. Oh, she's gonna open the door and the body's gonna be there. Instead, they open the door and the woman who died upstairs, and it's not even like, oh, well, it's one staircase that goes up. We've seen the staircase. It goes up and turns. It's one of those. And we don't know where the room is in the house. So he had to kill her, move everything, grab the body, walk through that upstairs hallway, down his flight of stairs, down another flight of stairs, through the living room, into the kitchen, empty everything out of the kitchen. Where did he put all that stuff?
Yeah,
like, that wasn't anywhere around. Like, this is all shit that you could have shown instead of stupid shit. Like, oh, well, Valerie's going to check on her trash cans for a second time. Oh, her sister's reading fucking Playgirl. Oh, there's a rumor she was jerking off boys in the 5th grade. It's like, no one cares about any of that shit. That's all fucking stupid shit. It could have been other stuff. Anyway, like like Anthony pointed out, we don't see Courtney doesn't see Kim in the refrigerator. So she, even though she would, where she's standing, her periphery, she would have seen it. But she closes it, and then she's like, oh, but come on, yeah, you want blah, blah, blah. And then she opens it again. She falls out a little bit more, but she closes it and goes right the fuck back in. It's like, no, we gotta leave. We gotta go home. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's like walking, and she's like, I'm gonna get that beer. And then she runs back and opens it, and Kim's body just fucking flops out. And then straight up runs past her sister, pushing her the fuck out of the way.
Out of the way.
She's like,
says,
no,
fuck you.
So Valerie goes and sees it, and she's like, oh my God. And then goes to go to her, to Courtney. And as she's running to the stairs, you see the shadow of Thorne coming down with his drill. So she yells for her sister to run and hide. And then she goes down into the basement. So you don't care that much about your sister that like, hey, just go out the front door or come back this way and go out that way. Just like go hide somewhere. It's fucking stupid. I don't know. But yeah, so Thorne, after Valerie runs into the basement, Courtney hides underneath the couch, and then Thorne comes downstairs. He grabs the pizza boy's body and throws him down the basement steps. When he hits the bottom of the basement steps, she gets freaked out and like quietly runs and hides in like another side of the basement. And then Thorne goes over and super creepily like hides underneath the blanket right?
Gee, the way he put it over him, like all he smiles and all this.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Yo, I was like, that's some creepypasta bullshit right
It
there.
is. I was like, okay, what is his plan?
Where's Jackie?
I don't know.
She was
just
killed at the front
disappeared.
door. Yeah, it's like her body should have been in the fridge, or it should have been her thrown down the basement stairs. But instead, it's like Jackie's killed, and now she's fucking gone. And it's like, all right, maybe like she was like done for the day, and they were like, all right, you're good to go. So she left, and then they're like, fuck, we need to do this scene too. And it's like, well, she left for the day, so we're not doing it. He hides underneath that fucking blanket, all creepy, right next to where Courtney's hiding. She's right fucking there. Coach Jana arrives and just lets herself in. I'm still hearing a lot of thunder and lightning, but there is no fucking rain.
Lightning.
Yeah. And then rain as you pissing yourself because you're so scared.
Fucking hell, fuck you, dude. No, I wouldn't be scared of this whole thing. This thing is comical as shit.
Yeah. Everything is quiet and seems off, and Coach Jana can absolutely 100% see that. She notices an oddly shaped blanket on the ground and goes over to investigate it. When she pulls back the blanket, it reveals Thorn sitting there with a stupid fucking look on his face.
Dumbass fucking look.
She stumbles back and grabs a fireplace poker as he's like stumbling to get to his feet. They're having kind of like a weird fucking standoff, kind of like one of those end battles at the end of Super Hot.
I'm sorry, that was a pathetic fucking fight.
Yeah,
it was an absolutely pathetic fight.
He like goes to lunge towards the coach, and Courtney trips him from underneath the couch. He falls down, and then Coach Jana beats the shit out of him with a fire poker. While he's knocked down, Trish comes running out of nowhere and stabs him a single time in the back. This chick cannot
I
run.
want to put out, this chick is not the person you want on any of your crews.
No.
Get her the fuck out. Do you see how upset she is that she did that? I'd be sitting there like, yeah, fucking yeah.
I would not stop until he's done.
You're literally being almost murdered by this dude. Your whole household's been fucking disintegrated by him with a fucking weird ass fucking auger. What the fuck is that? A fucking or what the fuck is that?
I think it might be an auger.
That's what it looks like. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And you're upset about this?
Yeah,
I'd be sitting there fucking stabbing until there was fucking blood everywhere.
Coach Jana pulls her off of him, and he somehow gets back to his feet and then slices Jana's stomach open. This whole time, Valerie is in the basement trying to find something to fight him with, and she finds a circular saw, and she's like, me. Oh, I'm gonna get him. And then,
this was comical as fucking hell.
Goes to run upstairs, and I'm just like, why don't you just bring the extension cord with you, because it's gonna run out.
No.
She gets to the step.
Fuck that shit.
She gets to the step.
Did anybody else that watched this hear that spring sound?
Yeah, it just gets.
Please tell me they did not just add that to the fucking movie.
But yeah, extension cord isn't too long. You're gonna need like a 200-footer to get it to reach to that. So that just yanks her all the way back, and she falls down the stairs onto the pizza boy corpse. So since the circular saw isn't gonna work, she gets a crazy ass big machete. She's all like, that'll do. And then fucking runs upstairs, and at this point, Thorn is telling Trish that she's pretty, that all of them were pretty, and that he loves her. And it talks a lot about love for someone to do something like this, and Trish tells him she doesn't even know who the fuck he is.
Fuck you are. Like, we're not friends.
Yeah.
But like, my thing about that is I was like, but why did he go? He didn't do that with any of the other girls.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, why is he all of a sudden acting weirder than what he already was?
I don't know. But Thorn comes back with you love it, you know you want it. And then Valerie bursts in and chases him away with the machete. They go out the back door, and he's like, ugh, ugh, and she's like, ugh, ugh. And then finally she swings the machete and cuts the tip of the drill off, which I'm gonna say that would not happen.
I don't know. I said the same thing, but
I feel like it's just a metaphor for castrating him.
I know that. I do think it is.
Yeah, I think that's all that it was. Then he's like, ah, and then she cuts his hand off and stuff, and then what is it? Yeah, she severs his hand, and then he starts screaming, I'll kill you, without actually moving any closer to her. She then slices his stomach open, and he falls into the swimming pool. Courtney runs outside and hugs her sister. As the girls embrace, Thorn rises out of the pool and attacks the girls. He pushes Courtney over and tries to attack Valerie. Courtney jumps on his back a couple more times, only to be thrown to the side. Trish comes running out with a knife in like the most awkward fucking weird way. It felt like she was running holding the knife like this and everything. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I don't get it. She tries to stab him again, but her and the knife are smacked away. Thorne goes back to jump on Valerie, but she grabs the machete and holds it up, and he impales himself on it, killing him. During the aftermath, Valerie pushes Thorne's corpse off of her, and Valerie and Trish break down in tears upon killing Thorne, while Courtney just looks on in a state of shock and kind of anger as the police sirens are heard in the distance. Cut to black. Immediate credits.
That's it. That's how it fucking ends.
That was 1982 Slumber Party Massacre.
Terrible fucking ending. I was thoroughly like, are you kidding me?
Looking, like knowing there's a sequel, I don't remember the sequel. I know that it's like the more iconic.
I didn't see the sequels. I only saw the original, that one that we watched. The newer version, I watched the new remake of this, and none of those sequels. So I've only really seen this.
Yeah. So at the end of this, when like they're crying and Courtney is just like looking off in anger and shock, I felt like a good sequel would be in the next one, she's the killer, right?
Oh,
because it's like now she has like the PTSD and the trauma from it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just cuts to black. That's it. Boom, done. Fun facts of IMDb, multiple interviews and commentaries are to be believed. Still don't know if I am saying her name right, but Brinky Stevens, who played Linda, the second chick to die, not the telephone chick, but the first one to get naked. She was in the first shower scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Said in an interview that during the shower scene, she had no problem being nude, but several of the other girls put tape over their nipples so the director couldn't use shots of their breasts. That's why only the bare backs of most of them are shown.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, if you're comfortable, you're comfortable.
Roger Corman insisted they use Sleepless Nights as the title while they were trying to convince homeowners to let their properties be used so that people would think it was a classy thriller.
Classy thriller, that's fucking that's rich.
All of a sudden, like my allergies are fucking dog shit.
Oh, bro, I'm like fucking I'm there. It's like the later in the day now, it's just like my fucking nose decides to like clock out for the day.
Director Amy Holden Jones points out that despite the film being slammed for its violence against women, most of the women here are killed off screen while the guys get some bloody on-screen demises. Michael Villela, something like that, the Thorne. He based his physical movements on a peacock. Okay.
Yeah, I honestly are the same way too. I really don't care either way.
Amy Holden Jones recalled how Roger Corman would occasionally deny their daily request for a generator, adding, quote, "You can make do, Amy. I remember that I had a scene once where we just circled cars and turned on the headlights. She needed them for interior shots, though, so happily the electricians would scale the utility poles and tap into the public power. When we ran enough lights, you could see the street lights in Mar Vista dim."
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's how cheap Roger Corman is. Scream Queen Brinky Stevens said that she spent 45 minutes in a parking lot with the sound guy screaming into a microphone for her off-screen death scene. That ended up helping her perfect the art of screaming, which she used throughout her career. On the day of her death scene, Brinky Stevens was covered in sticky, sweet, blood red Caro syrup. When they broke for lunch, when they broke for lunch, she said every flying insect on the block hunted her down and stuck to her.
Oh, she's like she didn't have bees all over her.
With the early topless scenes, Amy Holden Jones points out that the shower sequence was a requirement from Roger Corman. She shot it very by the numbers just to tick the boxes.
Good.
So it's like,
she got in, she did what she needed to do, got a paycheck.
At 60 minutes, a guy is seen riding a motorcycle, and while they can't quite agree as to who it is, a production manager, a member of the electrical crew, Amy Holden Jones, admits at first she thought it was Joe Dante. I don't even think that the mark is credited in the movie.
Oh wow, that's
like nobody from what this is saying, nobody even knows who the fuck it is. It's just a guy. Actress Gina Hunter, who played Denise, refused to show her breast when they were filming the scene where she's making out in the car with her boyfriend and he starts fondling her.
She was fully clothed when she was killed, so.
Yeah. Frustrated and not having time to hire a body double, director Amy Holden Jones offered to pay any of the other actresses extra money if they would let her film a close-up of their bare breast while the actor rubbed it.
God.
Michelle Michael, who played Trish, like the main chick, who had no issue with nudity, immediately volunteered, even though Hunter regular Denise avoided having to be naked. She said later that her friends and family thought she did get naked after seeing the film, which caused some awkward conversations. I mean, it's good that your family and friends that have never seen your tits don't know. Like,
automatically assume that was your boobs there. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like more awkward if you did a nude scene and your dick was out, and then like, but like your dick wasn't out, it was a stunt double dick, and then
like, oh dude,
then,
look at, oh, that's your dick.
your mom is there. It's like, she's like, well, that's clearly not your dick. It's like, why do you know that? Like, that's not something you should know.
That's like something you should say out loud either. That's disgusting.
Deborah DeLiso, I think that is him, the one in the basketball jersey. Is that Deborah? Wait, hold on. Yes, Kim is Deborah DeLiso. Okay. She did not like nudity. Deborah DeLiso said she and other actresses grew frustrated with Roger Corman's continuous adding of nudity to the film. Every day they'd show up and be handed script changes that involved more stripping naked. DeLiso had to film the shower scene fully nude and only did it because she didn't want to be fired. She was relieved when the full frontal nude shots were cut from the final film.
I don't understand what, I mean, like I said, nudity is great in it. They make these movies much more tolerable, but like, a lot of it wasn't needed. Why did he press the issue so hard?
Because nudity makes money.
Well, I know, but they had a good amount of it already in it.
Yeah, he wanted more. Deborah DeLiso had a friend named Leslie who was visiting the set the day they shot the shower scene. When Leslie saw how anxious Deborah was about being naked, she offered to be an extra in the scene to lend support. After the director agreed she could do it, Leslie stripped naked and joined the others in the shower with her in the background. Her friend told Deborah that she loved it because she thought it was exciting being naked in front of all the guys on the crew, although Deborah hated it. Beginning of the film, when Trish is getting dressed, the music playing on the radio is one of Pino Donaggio's scores from the soundtrack for Joe Dante's movie Piranha from 1978. The overhead shot
like
in
the
gym,
like the horror, like the scary film Piranha.
Yeah, about
cool. I love that movie. The original movie. The new one's actually not that bad.
Yeah, the overhead shots in the gym before Linda's attacked was achieved by having the camera on top of a cherry picker because the film had a low budget and the crew couldn't afford a camera crane. The handy woman actor who drills in Coach Jenna's peephole was actually one of the set designers for the film. Apparently, she doesn't know how to install a peephole.
No, she just fucking holes in doors.
I think that is it on that.
Oh, all right.
So, what is your spoiler?
Well, it's better
review?
than zero.
What? Oh, fun fact.
It's better than the last like 3 to 4 films. It was
how about this? After we filmed the Super Hot
You Found Facts
thing, and I edited it and I put it up on the YouTube channel, I now get nothing but videos of that director's YouTube channel, and there's tons of like behind the scenes stuff. Nothing long, they're like 2 minutes long each. But it's like now I'm just getting like riddled with shit. Yeah. But now it's like there was a behind the scenes thing that was like 5 minutes long where I'm pretty sure Super Hot was filmed in his house.
Oh.
Like him and his father's house and everything. Because then yesterday I got another video that was like from like a year ago, and it's like, we're leaving California, and I'm looking, it's like, yeah, we were filming one movie up in upstate New York, and you know, my mother came out to see it, and she was like, I need to live somewhere where there's trees. You're like, well, what she wants, she gets. And now we're moving to fucking North Carolina and everything. And then they drove there and set everything up. And then like a couple of weeks later, they started filming Super Hot and everything. Wow. So I was like, well, that would have been nice to fucking start finding all this. Cause like I looked up all the shit. I could not find that YouTube channel. I couldn't find any information. And then after it all posted, yeah, it's all there. So I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, so now your spoiler review of it. What do you love? What do you hate?
I hate the really shitty fucking I mean, I knew what I was getting into when I picked it. I knew it was going to be a stupid slasher film, and it hit all the points. It was made well for a slasher film, but the fucking script sucked. There's so many parts of like, are you fucking kidding me? It was bad that my wife, that doesn't do any of this, she was watching the whole thing like, what the fuck is that? Why the hell did they say this? That is a terrible scene. The ending was fucking terrible. Like, just a complete flop. Like, just cut. We're like, what the fuck? That's it? We're done? Yeah, the killer was fucking stupid. I didn't like him. The character had like, what, 5 fucking like words the whole entire movie?
Yeah.
The drill thing was stupid. Is it cordless? Is it fucking battery packed? How long is the battery? I use the fucking battery things. They lose a lot of torque after like a couple of uses. How fucking easy is it to get through the fucking whole entire body like that? It's just like certain things were like dumb. I was like, you guys could have done better.
What would you rate it?
3.
3? Oh, you're gonna be surprised by my review.
Really?
Okay, so, yeah. So I really love the film. This is a movie.
Oh, but yeah, I knew you really love this film. You said it to me like I picked it, and I think a week later you're like, wait a minute, I remember this film.
Yeah.
This was a film I used to love. I was like, yeah, it's from our fucking childhood.
For me, this is definitely a movie that is a product of its time. So
100%.
As much as I nitpick about, well, they didn't need to have this scene, they didn't need to have that scene. Overall, acting was great for something that was shot so fucking low budget. They did a really good job. The script definitely needed some rewrites. I don't know how many films the original screenwriter
Made beforehand.
had written, because all I really know is that she's a feminist activist and an author. So she writes about that shit.
Yeah, we found.
So I don't know how many movies she's actually written, and it kind of shows by how pacing for everything is really good, but that could just come down to editing, how they edited everything. But there are a lot of plot holes. Like I would have rather have seen less of the coach and more of the killer doing stuff.
The killer,
like
dealing, yeah, more of a little backstory to the killer,
like
in
actually,
a way.
you know what? There was a fact about the ending. Okay, according to director Amy Holden Jones, the movie was originally supposed to clock in at about 90 minutes. Considering that the film only runs at 76 minutes, there was a different ending. We reshot to punch it up. It must have been lame because I can't remember it. I think it was just the same, but without the pool. We ruined that pool with the reshoot, but it was fun. So one of the other particular scenes that was omitted for pacing reasons was the actress who played Kim recalled that there was a scene with the girls playing with a Ouija board and it's spelling out the word deaths. So I would have preferred, like, I don't know how it was supposed to end. They don't really have anything. They're like, it kind of ended the same way, but like whatever. But the girls playing with a Ouija board and it's spelling like death and stuff like that, like shit like that would have been cool to see instead of focusing on the coach and like the weird fucking shit that she's doing.
Irrelevant crap.
I would have liked to see more shit of what Thorne was doing. Like, how was he get rid of the bodies? Because like people were at the front door. There's like, how did he stab the fucking pizza guy in the eye? And there's no fucking blood anywhere. Like, people have been to the front door.
Yeah,
people have
dude,
been to the back door.
Like, even the killer got gutted, no blood. He would have been bleeding. That's what I said. I was like, this really isn't about the gore. It's more or less about the nudity, because there's very much, he has no fucking hand. He's just sitting there and there's no blood squirting out and no blood, no guts coming out of the machete attack to the stomach. I was like, bro, God, what the fuck?
But when I watched it again, like, I've already watched it
100%. 100%.
3 times this week. Like, I got all of this written and like the fun facts and everything done during one watch. I just watched it again for myself. And then I bought the fucking, the Blu-ray and everything. The nudity was great. There were people I would have preferred to see nude rather than others, but I mean, it's whatever. Everyone has their own fucking preference. I wish that they did something with the weird gay undertones that were going on between
I know, I don't know
Trish
what
and
the fucking,
Valerie, because it honestly
and the
seems like
dudes, that was an extremely very like close-knit conversation.
That was very homoerotic, and I would have liked to see like something come out where, you know, they like know they're gonna die and be like, hey, and everything.
I love you, dude. I love you
just,
too.
Just so you know. But it's like when it comes to like Trish and Valerie, like you get these looks, but then it's like
weird to not understand what was going on.
You put them together and it's like, we don't like each other. Trish is kind of a bitch, and Valerie is kind of a fucking bitch. Like when she's dropped off after school by Mark, who we don't even know who the fuck Mark is, and she kisses him and it's like, I'll see you later, Mark. And then it pans over and you see Valerie at the next fucking house where she lives, just like watching it, and how sad she is to see it. It's like, was there supposed to be a gay undertone throughout this? And they just decided, like whatever. Like I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see that fleshed out. I would have preferred. It would have been
a better written thing, you know.
But I would have preferred to see shit like that without fucking what's her face, the fucking sister. Like the whole sister thing was just fucking stupid. She was a terrible actress, wildly inconsistent. She's like a 6th grader that looks like she's in her 40s. It's fucking ridiculous. I hate it. I don't like it. 5 out of 5. Fucking love this movie. I would watch this movie over and over again. I don't care. Titties, no titties. Give me a censored version. I don't fucking care. I love the movie because it's fucking campy as fucking shit. It's a weird fucking thing. So yes, I give this a 5 out of 5. And you're sitting here 3.
I would definitely watch it again, but I just, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It doesn't, those movies are fun for me, but they aren't my movies. My movies are the no reason gore
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know how I am. Yours is a
Yeah.
different style as well.
So we'll over under it, average it out. Four
Yeah,
four
that
to
sounds good.
5. All right.
Yeah.
So next week we have
Is your pick? Yeah.
Yep.
What do we got?
It's my pick. It's called Candy Corn. It is a horror movie from 2019.
All right. This one looks like more of my thing.
Yep. That is Candy Corn. So that will be next week's movie. It is free on Tubi, free on Vudu, free on Plex. I guess it's free on Prime. It's a fun little movie. It's indie. There's a bunch of people in it that like you've seen in other stuff. I mean, fucking Candyman is in it. Fucking Tony Todd.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Courtney Gaines has been in a ton of shit. That's the sheriff guy. But yeah, this is a much longer. This is a 3-hour episode, so I'm gonna have to try to get this cut down to like 2.
Oh god, that's gonna be a lot, dude. That's gonna be a week-long event again.
But thank you everyone for watching, and
Later.
we'll see you later. Bye.